Hello, folks. Welcome to Profiles in Eccentricity. It's a show about weirdos. Doggone it. My name is John Boy. I'm your host, John Francis Fahey. Joining me as ever is the lead singer of Skeetwood Mac. It's Steamy Dix.
Steamy Dix.
That's right.
Well, that's really very, very interesting because over here across from me,
We got Lindsay Cuckenham. That's exactly right. I'm glad you brought that up. Thank you for bringing that up. That's handsome Matt Brousseau. You're Aaron Josephina.
that's exactly right.
Yeah.
And you are the star of Boogie Nights, Luis Guzman.
I am the Goose Man. Thank you.
I am the Guzman.
My sinners. Gentlemen, very good to be with you.
You too.
Of course, we have the Piss playoffs going on. The last round, you might remember, is Burke and Hare.
Mm-hmm.
The
Manufacturing cadavers.
Yes, they were manufacturing cadavers versus the job creator Shanghai Kelly.
Mm-hmm.
And in the vote on Instagram and in Discord and on the Patreon, of course, Shanghai Kelly won by quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
And now
fraudulent.
we are pivoting to another battle with media darling Jack Unterweger, right?
Yeah,
The Austrian
who-
murderer?
Yeah. Who's
Star?
Yeah.
And-
Serial killer.
Yes, versus the cold-blooded Robert Blake.
Oh,
Good matchup.
So
Boy.
get your votes in there, folks. We are on the Patreon, $5 a month. Still, got to get around to upping that up in the new year.
But we are now synced on Spotify.
Now synced on Spotify. Thank you very much.
Sync
Hey.
your Patreon to Spotify.
Yes, you can link the RSS feed, right?
Yes.
Is that how that works? I don't know.
great.
It's very cool. It's very cool. So you can get all that shit over there if that's your preferred mode of listening to things. But yeah, join us on the Patreon. We have a lot of fun.
Happy Halloween.
Happy
Yeah,
Halloween.
that's
The Dodgers have just clinched the World Series as we record this.
So you may or may.
You may hear some booms
Yeah, you
in
may.
the background. Hopefully not. We pretty much have this place built like a bunker.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Yeah, it's a smoke-filled room where we conspire to finagle elections
Yep.
and manufacture consent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go Roosevelt.
Mm-hmm. I love to manufacture consent.
How did we
How
never?
do you think I got through college?
how did we never use manufacturing consent with
we
the-
did.
Did we?
Yeah.
With the pickup artist.
With
stuff?
Heath Barcelona, we
Yeah.
did do manufacturing consent.
That sounds right.
We absolutely did.
Yeah.
If we didn't,
I think the whole thing was about manufacturing
Yeah,
consent.
pretty
I
much.
think, yeah, that's
how
what it
you-
should have been called.
That's how you got me in the audience.
I think we did consent as a social construct,
We did, yes.
but if we we did
up.
something like manufacturing consent.
Yeah.
Either
Anyway.
way,
Yeah, check out Heath Barcelona on YouTube.
we're almost at a fucking couple hundred views after 8 years.
yeah, but it's climbing.
Yeah, just like
But
the
it-
show.
Yeah.
But it is
We got
climbing.
a lot of room.
Yeah. So Matt, it's baseball fever. Catch it.
Yeah.
Now I understand you have a bit of a ball player for us, or at least a ball centric.
I love things that are ball
Yeah, well, it's
centric.
certainly ball-centric. I'd like to thank the New York Yankees for making this slightly less relevant tonight.
This is
with their-
profiles and ball centricity.
That's right. But if you're tired of baseball being over, I have good news. These next 2 weeks are very ball-centric.
Yeah, that's cool.
And
Did you like all the Benny Hill music they were playing when the Yankees were chasing around the grounders?
it was in my head.
It makes it fun when your team is losing. When
Yeah.
you can go whoop whoop.
Yeah.
whoop, whoop.
And much like the
Were
New
they
York...
fucking up? Like unforced errors?
Oh, yeah.
There was some gaffes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Gaffes.
They basically blew the game. And much like the Yankees, this profile will feature a lot of hijinks.
I
Oh.
love hijinks.
But these are on purpose, so that's the difference.
Oh, good.
Well, let me take you back, boys. There at the baseball stadium, greeting the approaching fans, was a young Hawaiian woman in a hula skirt handing out real Princess Aloha orchids from Hawaii, flown in that day on an air-conditioned plane along with the florist and the woman herself. The first 20,000 women at the ballpark received an orchid. After all, it was Princess Aloha Orchid Night.
Duh. Free bobblehead and Funko Pops.
But why have one promotion when you can have two? And when most of the fans had taken their seat, the team's owner strode out into the field, grabbed the microphone, and picked fans at random from the audience and gave them their gifts. One person got 50-pound blocks of ice. Multiple people actually got
Oh my
50-pound
God. Where do they
blocks
keep
of
it?
ice.
Where do they keep
They had
it?
to bring it back to their seat.
Oh my
Oh,
God! And what?
God.
Slip down the fucking stands?
That's a risk of you when you go to
Get some
baseball, John.
fucking nuts!
There were live turkeys, guinea pigs, rabbits, bushels of apples, peaches, and tomatoes.
What is this in fucking 1788?
Yeah. What year is this?
I can't tell you
He's
yet.
gonna tell you. He's gonna tell you.
One man even got 3 step ladders.
Are you kidding me?
Another man got a sow and piglets.
Okay.
Okay.
And then up walked Joe Early. After all, it was good old Joe Early night.
Oh.
And who was Joe Early? Well, he was just an average fan. He was the guy that doesn't usually get a promotion.
Joe Early.
And it was time for him to get his due.
Okay.
The owner with the microphone announced that he was giving Joe Early, the man, he said, a brand new house built in the early American architecture style. With a wave of his hand, flatbed truck drove out and deposited an outhouse onto the field. The crowd roared with delight.
He got a shit house.
Onto the field?
Yes.
It played shortstop.
It was early American architecture, John. Then he promised the man a great American car. And up rolled a rickety Model T, and out jumped 12 models. The car rang its horn and the bumpers fell off.
Oh my
It
God.
was a Model T.
Yeah.
Full of models.
Was it hot?
For that time. Then there was more livestock for the man, and a case of Wheaties, and a pile of new, actually good appliances, and luggage, and books, and clothes. A Cocker Spaniel, and a gold
dog?
a gold lifetime pass allowing the man entry to any American League baseball park.
This is all before the game got started.
Yep.
That all of this had happened.
Yep. Because this is how much this team owner cared about the average baseball fan.
I like it.
The owner's name is Bill Veeck Jr. And when we're done with these 2 episodes, his influence will not only be impossible to ignore, be impossible to not celebrate.
Oh my God.
The sort of thing that says only in America, whether that's true or not.
Only in America.
The Barnum of baseball, many folks called him.
Barnum of baseball.
Despite his own son's reservation about that. But knowing what we know about Barnum now, thanks to John, I believe it's a worthy compliment.
Okay.
Bill Veeck Jr. wasn't just a baseball owner, and a good one. He was also a good man. Something that is few and far between for all the many folks who have ever owned a baseball
You
team.
can say that again.
Steinbrenner. You motherfucker, you. I don't know.
And this is Bill Veeck's profile. My sources are Bill Veeck, or Bill Veeck? Bill Veeck, I'm sorry.
You got to pick now.
How do you
It's Veeck. It's Veeck. The problem is it's been burned in my brain as V because it's Veeck.
But it's pronounced Veck.
It's pronounced Veeck, and also some of it comes from Veeck's, one of his many autobiographies.
Is it Dutch?
Veeck,
Good guess.
Veeck as in wreck by Bill Veeck Jr.
Yeah, but I mean the name and origin.
It sounds
yes.
like a Dutch
V-E-E,
name.
yeah.
Yes.
If there's one thing, nothing.
Gold member? Gold finger?
The Dutch.
Now, his father was from the Dutch Van der Veck clan.
Van de Veck?
Oh, Van de Veck.
And they moved to Indiana, and it was shortened to Veck. And his father was also named Bill Veeck. He was
Creative people, the Dutch.
He was a telegraph messenger and a third-grade dropout who eventually became a widely respected sports writer in Chicago.
Cool.
His Veeck Jr.'s mother never got over the death of his older brother, who Veeck never knew, 7-year-old Maurice, who was accidentally shot and killed by a school friend in 1909 while playing with the friend's father's gun.
Good God.
You can't do that.
No.
You
In
can't.
school?
No.
No, you can shoot in school now. It's fine.
No,
Yeah, actually,
but they weren't at school.
Yeah, not at home.
Oh, school's friend.
Yeah, school you can shoot, not at home.
Yeah.
A sister was born in 1911, the second child, and then a third child, William Bill Jr., was born February 9th, 1914. And he would go by Bill Veeck.
I got to tell you that just based on his age, it's not the right time in the world, I'm guessing, to be giving out livestock and things of that nature.
Well,
It just seems too modern. Hey, check out this shiny block of ice. It's fucking 1930,
just you wait.
Okay.
like 1975. Hey, ice! We use this to put in the urinals for you to piss on. Take a block home.
Oh.
Barely used.
Now, the father had aspirations to be a baseball executive, and his sports reporting would become so popular he was hired by Hearst's Chicago Evening American to write under the name Bill Bailey. Because of his writing, he was invited by Charles Comiskey, the owner of the Chicago White Sox, to come to a retreat with other writers like Ring Lardner to talk shop and especially baseball. Veeck Sr. was critical of the Chicago Cubs' 1918 World Series loss, which would later be pretty confirmed to also have been thrown for gambling money. And this
Did you say the Cubs won?
In 1918. This would not be made public until decades later, and it's largely forgotten because in 1919, the Chicago White Sox also...
Black Sox scandal.
And they said they got the idea while riding a train with the 1918 Chicago Cubs.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Fuck them both.
No one talks about that.
Yeah.
Do they? There's no shoeless players on their team.
Yeah.
Well, they had a bit of a curse.
They certainly did.
They did, and they paid for it.
Dearly.
So I believe it was around 1919, William Wrigley Jr. took control of the Chicago Cubs from his father, and he called in Veeck Sr. to see if he had any ideas about running the club. And imagine that, a reporter getting called in, every reporter's dream. Most of them would
take
suck
batting practice, practice grounders.
Yeah.
I do think it's a great idea. I mean, just asking for ideas in general is a good idea. So I highly.
Where'd you get that idea?
I asked somebody.
And Veeck Sr. had some good ideas, and so he was hired. And eventually he became president of the Chicago Cubs, among other titles.
You gotta be
And was running the club. I guess today we'd call him, basically general manager, but he took on all of those roles.
Wow.
The first thing he did was revamp the ladies' restrooms and gave each player 6 changes of uniform instead of the 2 they normally got.
Yeah, he put sit-down toilets in the ladies' room.
Yeah. But he figured the players were more attractive when they were clean.
Good idea.
Smart.
Seems like a reporter's, you watch a lot of games from the stands.
These guys look like shit.
Yeah.
There's fucking fertilizer skid marks all over their stirrups.
No.
Hey, whatever happened to the stirrups?
The problem with the stirrups is that you have to wear them and then you have to wear a sock underneath them.
What's the problem with that?
It's just too much. Meanwhile, you could just wear one big sock if you want that look of the your knee-high pants.
I prefer that look.
Yeah, me too.
I think that's how baseball players should look like dandies.
Yeah, they should be. Yeah,
You're wearing a suit.
Yeah,
You're wearing a button-up shirt and pants.
Yeah,
and they'd be in fucking Snuggies if you had your way.
No, I like them. No, I like them in suits.
No,
you're out there doing a job.
How about a onesie?
Zip up.
Yeah, zip up. Your boy's got to do it. He smacks.
Yeah, they have to be. They have to dress like their mascot. Like they gotta be like your Cubs. All right, you're wearing a bear onesie.
Oh, you're Mr. Met.
Yeah.
I don't see the players look like that. You're wearing a big fucking ball on your head, shithead. Try pitching with that, fuckface.
Okay, wait, that's why you guys aren't hired to work for baseball.
No, we have ideas. Yeah, we asked around.
But I do like the stirrup look.
Sure, yeah.
I think you do too.
Yeah, no, there's a nice aesthetic to it.
I don't like the Manny Ramirez style.
Hey,
It looks like you're wearing a fucking sweatsuit.
Yeah, if you hit like Manny Ramirez, though, fuck, you can wear whatever you want.
Doesn't matter.
Now, 1919, it would be in a World War I year. Veeck Sr. came up with a war money idea to raise money for war bonds. And there was a game played over telegraph.
Like chess?
Kind of. One team was based in a hotel in Chicago, and another was in New York City. They would play. They would send each other the results over telegraph.
Like I throw you a fastball. Would they roll a dice like Dungeons and Dragons?
Each batter had a 2-minute at bat. If the team he was batting for could raise $5,000 in that time, then he would get a base hit.
Oh.
If not, he was out. If you get 10,000, you get a double, and so on.
Okay.
A lot of money.
That game raised $4 million in that day. It's about $73 million today.
Jesus, one game raised $73 million for war bonds?
Yeah.
No wonder we won.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These ball players are like, I'm in the wrong game. I got to get into war.
It's funny you bring that up.
Some of them did.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, of course, 1919, the Chicago White Sox would also throw the World Series.
Allegedly.
No, that one was very proven.
Very confirmed.
Yeah,
Okay.
the other one was not proven until it was word of mouth talked about, but there was a notebook found years and decades later written by one of the employees.
To-do list. Throw World Series today.
Checked. Done.
Maybe he just had bad grammar and he was a pitcher.
Lenny gets $25K. Shit like that.
Yeah.
That Shylock gets the money. Huh?
Now, in 1922, Veeck Sr. transformed Wrigley Field, then and now the home of the Chicago Cubs. He took it from 17,000 fans to 32,000 fans by putting in new stands. He also hired the team's female bookkeeper as the first ever female executive in baseball. And he made an important point to his young 11-year-old son, Bill Jr., pointing out the bookkeeper's desk was full of money and saying, Bill, it's a very interesting thing. You can look at that money, it all looks exactly the same, doesn't it? You can't tell who put it into your box office. It's all exactly the same color, the same size, the same shape. You remember that.
Okay.
Very open-minded thing to say it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Anybody can come to the game.
Yeah, agreed.
Even the dirt. Just, they were. You could be progressive.
Yeah. In 1929, the Cubs did the first ever preseason ticket sales. It had not ever been done then. It was a huge success.
Wow.
To innovate more, Veeck Sr. brought back Ladies' Night, a brief innovation from 1890 that had been banned in 1909 by owners because I guess they didn't want
Too many ladies.
too many ladies at the ballpark.
Fucking ladies' night.
Well, it was sexist.
One game in 1930, 30,000 women attended a baseball game in Wrigley Field.
Oh my God.
Almost the entire stadium.
Jesus, really?
Yeah.
Dude,
Wow, that must have been rad.
10,000 kids starved to death.
Yeah.
Yeah. The rest were hit by rail cars.
The total gate that day was 51.5 thousand people for a stadium that only held 40.
Shit.
And that must have been the biggest stadium at the time.
It was the biggest well-built stadium at the time.
Yeah.
The biggest safe stadium at the time, probably.
Huh.
50,000 is...
Why you're saying because it was big enough to hold all these big broads?
These girls from fucking Chicago, they're eating fucking...
We got the deep dish by the pound here.
She's fucking eating 13 hot links. We're going bankrupt.
Yeah, Matt, come on.
We're having fun.
Now, the Cubs games were also... they were a hot ticket in town and around this time. And, of course, around this time was also Prohibition. And Al Capone and Bugsy Moran were famous to sit along the first base side, and they like to talk to the players.
Really?
This is ladies' night.
No shit, really?
Yeah.
Damn, I didn't know that. That's so cool.
And one of
You miss, I'll disappear your family.
Yeah.
one of the players said they used to come and watch us practice and used to sit right behind us. There's never a peep out of them. Ted Newberry, Bugsy Moran, Capone, meaning like they would never heckle.
Right.
They would
Classy
talk,
guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
John Dillinger was known to slip into left field bleachers for a couple of innings.
Damn.
Even after Capone's arrest, his gang kept going to games in his place. And Bill Veeck said, or Bill Veeck Jr. Remembered, he said, "Whenever I saw a $100 bill in the box office till, I knew Ralph Capone, Al's brother, and his boys were at the game."
Yeah.
And for years, he would joke that C note meant Capone note.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm taking his voice as David Lynch because it will become more clear over these two episodes. That just feels right.
Okay.
Okay, I buy it.
At home, Bill Veeck Sr. read to his son and daughter every night. And by age 8, Veeck Jr. was reading 3 books a week. And as an adult, he'd read 6 books a week. His teachers, however, felt he was the devil incarnate.
Hey, he reads too much.
Yeah. He was a goofball, but he loved being around his father's team. He loved Hack Wilson, the drunk stump of a man, 5'6", 190 pounds with an 18-inch neck, a 5.5-inch shoe, and he would purpose...
5.5-inch shoe?
Yeah.
But an 18-inch neck?
Yeah.
But the width of his shoe was 5.5?
No, the length. Yeah.
His shoe...
5'6", 190 pounds.
And tiny little...
But the neck
tiny
area.
little feet.
My question is for the penguin.
Yeah. This guy's built like a slice of pie.
This guy's built like Wolverine except his feet.
Yeah.
He would before each game, he would purposefully dirty up his uniform after he got out of the ice bath he needed before every game because he was drunk.
I bet.
And this was a player.
Yeah, this is one of the best Cubs in history.
Fucking twinkle toes.
Damn.
His name was Hack
Small-
Wilson, you know?
Small strike zone.
Yeah. Remember that for the second episode. Now, At age 12, Bill Veeck Jr. decided he wanted to own a baseball team, but before he could do that, he was sent off to a private academy for a semester before homesickness brought him back to the local high school, where he played football, purposefully without a helmet. So his big curly mop of hair could mark him as the player at the bottom of the pile.
Damn.
He liked being seen.
Yeah. And head injuries.
Yes, he liked those too.
Yeah.
Not that he remembers that.
No.
Now, Veeck Sr. continued to innovate, starting with radio calls of the Cubs games. 1925, WMAQ was the first station to broadcast every one of a team's home games. And over the years, he let multiple stations do that at the same time.
Smart.
The other owners hated it and tried to forbade radio from broadcasting games at all, ruling that it cut into newspapers' revenue.
So stupid.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Of course, because you'd never read what happened the next day if you listened.
I know.
Yeah.
I hear this guy going, Jesus Christ, it's the fucking line.
I heard fucking Harry Carey told me last night everything. Why do I have to read it?
Exactly. There's no way they could say anything new.
Yeah, they go, had any insightful commentary?
And
Exactly, yeah.
1 year the owners were
Dude, like baseball on radio is maybe the most American thing in history.
Yeah.
And baseball analysis in print is...
Second.
Yes.
And third, nukes. Fourth, slavery.
One year the owners were were one vote away from getting radio out completely, but Veeck Sr. had just made a deal for a new radio station to broadcast games, and so they were like, well, okay, we'll try again next year.
It's it's advertising that the station is paying you for.
Yep.
They're paying to call your games.
Yep.
And people are like, hey, this baseball sounds swell.
Yeah, I could go to a game.
They got ladies' night there.
Yeah.
Big broads. Chugging down hot links.
Yep.
Ooh, Polish hots.
Now, Veeck Sr. Was he was different. What he would do is he would personally travel to each player's house to sign them in person anytime he signed a new player.
Whoa.
And each spring training, he would greet each rookie and introduce himself. And he also paid some of the highest salaries in baseball at the time.
You mind if I look around your place?
Yeah.
What you got in the fridge? You know, I notice a very shocking lack of ice blocks.
A lot of yoo-hoo in here. See that? I like that.
I mean, back then, the fridge would only have an ice block.
I know, but this one didn't.
And yoo-hoo.
And yoo-hoo.
Chocolate drink.
The yoo-hoo's warm.
I love Yoo-hoo.
Nice, dude.
Used to drink Yoo-hoo a lot.
Good chocolate.
Good drink.
Yeah.
Chocolate drink.
Chocolate drink.
That's
It's
right.
the Sunny D of chocolate milk.
Dude, Sunny D also rules.
It did.
Very good.
Yeah, it had its moment in the sun. ED.
ED?
That's what happened.
Sunny D got limp dick.
No, that'd be cool.
Sun
That big old-
ED. What?
We just got a gallon of it the other day. We're loving it. Sunny D. It's the best.
If
Wait,
you
what?
loved it, you wouldn't have a gallon of it left, bro.
Are you out of purple drink?
No.
Yeah, well, soda.
We found it because there's Sunny D vodka mixers, and we're like, where's the actual Sunny D? And it was very hard to find.
Whoa.
Sunny D vodka mixers.
Sunny D makes like a mixer
Yes, easier to find than actual Sunny D. So then,
because it flies off the shelf.
so then we went on a hunt for Sunny D, and we finally found it
They had a couple flavors,
at a
you know.
classic bodega. Yeah.
Sunny's had a couple of flavors.
Well,
going
try
on.
the vodka,
and a
too.
great bottle form factor.
Yeah.
I think superior to any of that fucking bullshit orange juice.
Thank you.
You heard it
And
here
it flows
first.
down your gullet better. It's got that propylene glycol or whatever.
Yeah.
The same stuff Gatorade has to make it fly down your gullet faster.
That's
it's,
true.
It's like a water slickens it up.
Woo! Now, in 1932, Bill Veeck Jr. started his sophomore year at Kenyon College, and in early 1933, he fell from a window and broke both his legs.
Oh my God!
He was holding
Should've worn a helmet.
He was holding onto the window frame with one hand and a bottle of beer in the other hand.
Oh, you chose wisely, my friend.
And he was looking over the women who were showing up for a party when a friend in campus waved at him. He let go of the window frame.
To wave?
No. Oh my God.
And he fell 4 stories.
Jesus God!
Didn't spill my beer.
It's still good.
He later said, a sober man would probably have been killed.
It's true. His body went limp.
Yeah.
It is true.
Yeah.
He waved with his good hand.
Yes.
Hey, buddy.
Saw.
Also in 1933, Veeck Sr. and his friend, the reporter Arch Ward, convinced baseball to put together an all-star game to time it with the World's Fair in Chicago. It was the first official all-star game.
Smart.
He was, however, not successful in getting the owners to agree to a late-season interleague play.
Right.
The American League thought themselves the better league and didn't want to share ticket receipts with the National League.
Discrimination.
But, it just kind of surprised me to realize those were ideas that by the time implemented in modern baseball
Of
were
course,
like
yeah,
80
yeah.
years
They
old.
didn't want to even integrate leagues.
Yes.
No.
No, much less.
Yeah. Well, we saw that with the ABA.
Yeah.
Come on.
But in 33, Veeck Sr. was not able to see out the season. In September, he checked into the hospital with what was believed to be influenza after watching a rainy day game in Chicago. But the condition steadily worsened and was eventually diagnosed correctly as leukemia.
Oh,
Oh, he caught leukemia from the rain.
Yeah. He died.
Cancer rain.
He died in October.
Oh.
He went in and never came out. They never knew he had leukemia before he went in.
Damn it.
God damn.
Baseball Commissioner Kennesaw Mountain Landis read a prepared statement about his death and then broke down in tears.
Kennesaw
Jesus.
Mountain Landis.
Yeah. Noted super racist.
Yeah, but commissioner of baseball?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot about him in that Ken Burns doc.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
What about Giamatti's dad? Any of that?
I don't know.
He had a much shorter reign.
Yeah.
True.
Landis was, I think he was commissioner for like 20, maybe 30 years.
He was a big deal there, yeah.
And he's the guy that he banned the Black Sox from major leagues,
Mm-hmm.
but was also very anti-black.
Black.
Yeah.
Like so much.
He was
that
a judge
even
after
just
all.
the Sox.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a Georgia thing, right? It's a Kennesaw?
There's Kennesaw. Yeah, I think so.
I think so.
Yeah.
Georgia.
Yep.
Georgia.
We don't hear in Georgia. We call me a mountain.
It is a mountain.
It is. Yeah.
He's named for the mountain. You might have noticed that.
No.
They named the mountain after him.
Yeah, they named the mountain after him.
Veeck Jr., who we'll just call Veeck from now on. He moved back home after his college football season ended and took a job with the Chicago Cubs. He was 20 years old. Not a great home life. His mother, who she never recovered from the first son dying, was
Maurice.
yeah, she wasn't.
I think it's morose.
Yeah, she didn't really like having her kids around.
Yeah, because
or
it just reminded you of
anything.
your dead one.
Yeah, but by this point it had been 25 years.
Are you telling her to get over it?
Yeah,
You're sick.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like, she's got other kids.
Dude. Oh, God.
You don't have to get over it,
What a
but at least
nightmare.
treat the other ones well.
Move on.
Yeah.
Don't get over it, but move on. Yeah, treat the other kids well. What are you arguing? You're fucking a madman.
Nothing. I'm not arguing anything. I'm just trying to be
He's like,
sympathetic.
oh, I'm a gay dad now.
Yeah, what do you want me to do?
I don't know. Stay with your beliefs.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, maybe I'll ask for some good ideas.
20 years old, Bill Veeck is now working for the Chicago Cubs. One of the first things he does is he argues that the Cubs need promotions. They need more promotions. They're not doing any promotions. Phil Wrigley Jr., the owner, is like, nah, it's baseball. People will show up no matter what. We don't need to entice them to come out.
He's like, we got gum,
Yeah.
Daddy.
Double mint. It's double the mint. Double your pleasure.
Veeck also argued for installing lights.
No.
He had seen them at a
World's
few
Fair.
other stadiums and said, night baseball, that means anybody can come to the game.
Yeah, you don't have to be one of these unemployed fucking losers.
Yeah.
Which most people were at the time.
Right.
But then how do you afford the game?
Wrigley disagreed with installing the lights. Cincinnati installed them the following season after seeing their minor league team, their Columbus minor league team, installed lights and outdrew the St. Louis Cardinals, a major league team, by 30,000 tickets.
No
Man.
shit.
Yeah, man.
Who's the fucking genius in the AAA team who was like, put some lights up
Yeah.
there?
Well, they're going like, well, nobody's going to come to see AAA. Unless
But what if we light it up?
What if people are done with work? Imagine that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like, what the fuck?
Yeah, very basic stuff.
Thinking
Yeah.
of the AAA team playing in the dark. This is why we don't integrate.
Oh, my God. What?
They're racist people, John.
I understand.
In 1988, the Chicago Cubs would be the last major league team to install lights.
What year?
1988.
1988 was the year that the Cubs at Wrigley Field put lights up?
And only because they were, the year before, they were in the championship, the league championship, and Major League Baseball said if you make the World Series, you have to install lights.
Oh, my God, dude. What the fuck is going on over
And they
there?
still had protesters saying, it's not Cubs baseball if they have lights.
That is the most retarded thing I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah.
It was 40 years after the last team had installed lights.
Yeah. And you wonder why they didn't win for
108 years.
Yeah. It's weird. It's funny to think about.
Now, so with all of his good ideas being not back,
88?
yeah,
But did they watch Back to the Future? What happened?
Yeah. Oh, the fucking Berlin Wall fell? What
I
the
guess
fuck?
we got to put lights up.
Yeah.
all the Germans are showing up.
So they
again.
only had day games for 80 years?
Yep. I think it was Andre Dawson, the Cubs Hall of Famer, said he only played under one light, God's light.
Yeah.
I think I had an aneurysm.
I know.
Now, so Veeck, finding his great ideas being turned down, he stayed with the Cubs, but he decided to start taking night classes in accounting, business law, mechanical drawing, and also he worked as a receptionist for Chicago Bears football team.
Mechanical drawing.
Yes.
God, I love a guy who's curious.
Yeah, I know. That's,
And he worked for the Bears and the Cubs.
Yes, as a reception. So
As a receptionist?
yeah.
I love a guy who's not too good for a job.
Mm-hmm.
And a guy who's not too good to learn about other stuff.
Yeah.
I love
yeah.
a guy who's curious
Mm-hmm.
and humble.
You'll find it's a running thread with this guy. It's very charming.
Gets ideas from other people, Aaron,
That's right.
instead of summoning them from within like you try to do.
What are you talking about?
Now you have to ask him what he's talking about.
Yeah. What the fuck? What are you?
See?
What are you fucking?
I'm asking you.
Oh, did you leaning on me for ideas?
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah. Should I try guys? I'm curious.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bears or Cubs, you pick.
Ooh. How about both? Otters? Is that a team yet?
Now, Veeck did his first big success with the Cubs was when he was charged with boosting Wrigley Field's concessions. He jumped at this and he hired a crew of vendors to sell programs, scorecards, hot dogs, and peanuts. One of his first hires was Jack Ruby.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh God.
Good guy.
yeah. Veeck later admitted that they had to have someone with binoculars watch Ruby to make sure he wasn't skimming off their cut.
Yeah.
But what a world. Ruby would do things like he would sell paper birds to kids, but he would do it in a way of like he would see any kids that weren't paying attention to their parents and kind of like lure them over,
Hey,
and then
kid,
the
I
kid
got
he would
candy.
give one to the kid and then run over to the dad and go, "You owe me $10."
Oswald.
American hero, Jack Ruby.
Strip club owner.
Veeck worked with the Chicago White Sox employees to organize a vendors union in Chicago. So the vendors would be guaranteed a living wage and the clubs would be guaranteed a professional working force.
I mean, that's kind of legit. I like.
It's very
that a lot.
legit,
Yeah.
John. Very.
You just took my idea and made it better.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
kind of what I do.
Yeah, that's
I ask you for ideas.
And then you say, "I'm like, I think this is a good idea," and you go, "It's a really good idea, John."
Yeah. Some people will call that a compliment. You call it theft.
In August 1935, Veeck had started dating an old high school classmate, Eleanor Raymond. She was an equestrian and elephant trainer for the Ringling Brothers in Barnum and Bailey.
Oh my gosh.
And they made the newspaper one year when he was hanging out with her after a show.
Oh, really?
That's me.
Just,
There
There
she
they are.
is. Hey.
hey.
Big top romance.
Yep.
Miss Eleanor Raymond of
Evanston.
Evanston made her circus debut yesterday as an equestrian And after the show announced her engagement to William Veeck, son of the late president of the Cubs.
And she's got those big stallion legs. You can see that there.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's got those thick thighs because she rides bareback, you know?
Yes, which save lives.
Thick thighs?
That's right.
But loose lips?
Sink ships?
Mm.
In December, they were married, and a year later had their first child, William Veeck III.
Don't waste any fucking time, dude. Get out there, spill your seed, and take it from me, guys.
Take the seed from you.
If you're thinking about pulling out, don't.
Smart.
Commit.
What do you have to lose? Not your body.
Oh my God.
This
This is an idea you stole from somebody that's not me.
Yeah, please tell me you.
No, and I asked John. I said, should I pull out?
No.
I forgot you guys are always on the phone.
I was like, John, I'm about to nut. I'm right on the precipice. I'm edging. What should I do, John?
I don't really think you should.
And I go, bad idea. Very few times I've ever said that to you.
Yeah.
And I just let it rip, And now I'm gay. And then I became a dad, and now I'm gay. Happy, John?
Yes. Happy as a pig in shit.
Which they think they gave away at one of these games.
A pig with shit.
Look how happy he is.
Back with the Cubs, though, Veeck drew an assignment to walk through the stands and talk with fans. And he really relished doing that. That was one of his favorite things, was just to walk around, shake fans' hands, and go, how's it going at the ballpark?
He also put relish on their dogs.
Just some guy just hammered, talking to him. Cubbies.
Was a Day of the Dead?
Yeah. Well, I mean, a drunk Cubs fan.
Yeah, it's pretty much a zombie apocalypse.
In what year?
33.
Oh, God.
Yeah, and George Romero called him. He's like, got any good ideas?
35, maybe, yeah.
Yeah, it's the end of the fucking world.
Now, he was also then tasked at age 22 with leading major renovations of Wrigley Field. He rebuilt the outfield bleachers higher and improved sightlines and had the outfield walls built with a distinctive red brick, and then his final touch, a cover of ivy.
Yeah, it's still there to this day.
Ivy that he planted with the groundskeepers in one night.
No shit.
Yep. Using copper wires, they strung it.
Now, if they did it in L.A., they'd steal all that copper.
Yeah, that's right.
No, it's a striking field.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
a beautiful, yeah.
And some of the original ivy, is part of the ivy that is in it today.
Wow.
So his ivy remains.
Oh, man, that's so cool.
In a way, he's immortalized there. They buried him there, I heard.
They,
them,
okay.
whatever. They buried them there.
He also redesigned the concession stands using designs he learned from night school, and having worked the concessions himself over the last couple of years.
He improved on it.
Because he found that when he was working them, if someone ordered a beer, and he had to take one step to get the beer, then they wouldn't order Red Hots or popcorn.
Right.
So if you could all stand in the same place and grab everything without having to move, you could sell multiple concessions.
Brilliant. The McDonald's school of concessions.
Convenience.
One of his vendors for his new concessions was Ray Kroc.
No way.
Shit.
Yeah.
Damn.
This guy's got his fingers in every butthole.
It really seems like every butthole.
Except mine.
No, give it time.
John told me not to do it.
A finger in every butthole.
A car in every garage. A goose in every oven.
One of his last renovations was a new $100,000 scoreboard. It's about over $2 million today. We had a flagpole with a blue and white light. Blue light meant the Cubs win, and a white light meant a loss. And this was so the people on the elevated train passing by the stadium after work could see the Cubs' result.
Shit. Wow.
It's just so smart.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't say not obvious things.
Right. Little things
Small touches that maybe would seem frivolous expenses.
But they're charming.
incredibly, but like also very populist.
Yeah.
things. It's like, hey,
Yes.
put on the fucking radio, man. Like, not everybody's. There's a million fucking people in the city, and we can only fit 30 or 40,000 people here on a good day if it's ladies' night. And like, they want to hear it, and they might save up to come to a game.
Yeah.
Or if they're riding the L home from mining
You got
coal.
something to talk about.
Yeah.
You got something to talk about.
And what do we want them to talk about, John?
Well, we would like to talk about things that make them feel like a city, that make them a common people, which would be the city sports league.
That's exactly
right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's very, very remarkable.
Yeah. It's something that even when I lived in Chicago, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Well, you never took the train. You're one of these fucking hoity-toity bourgeois guys who took fucking Uber Blacks
now,
everywhere.
what's going to happen is you're going to describe ideas that Veeck had, and Aaron's going to take them as his own.
Yeah.
That's what's going to happen.
Call me a cuck.
That's what's going to happen. He's going to call you Cuckingham. And then he was like, well, yeah, of course you wouldn't think of it. I just said it's great. Even though you just told me what it was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You guys have got it all figured out.
Veeck made sure that they expanded the width of the seats and made sure that every seat was
John's fucking spitting up. John's spitting up. John is, dude, look at him. Look at him. He can't even fucking chuck it. He can't. He's gonna lose it. He loves those fat bottom girls and the fucking obesity crisis.
He made sure they expanded the width of the seat.
You gotta get those fat ass broads in here. They love the fucking baseball.
It's Chi-Town, pal. We gotta fucking get these seats.
These girls are chucking down red hots like it's fucking Sunny D.
Here's the deal. If we expand the fucking size of the seats, sure, we get less people in the stadium, but we sell about a fucking dozen or two more hot dogs per fucking square foot.
Ray Cox having a conniption fit.
We can give it to them without taking a step, so that everybody behind the stands, they gain weight themselves because they're hardly working out. They're grabbing the fucking peanuts and the red hots and the
game is putting asses in seats, and I think bigger asses is better. I'm sorry.
It was, I believe, I remember, from 18 to 22 inches.
Yeah, I mean, also, that is a comfort thing, right? Because like, a lot of, like, you know, stadium shit, or even, like, you know, like we know from, like, comedy clubs, is this thing of, like, pack them in. And it's like, yeah, but, like, let people...
To a degree.
Let people enjoy a game.
Yeah.
Give people some room to hang out, and especially want to watch a sport that is long.
Yes.
Yeah.
And back when it was longer.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, quicker than it was before they put in the new rules. The games would go very quick. It was like 2.5 hour games there.
Really?
What were the new rules you're talking about?
The ones that Major League Baseball put in the last couple of years.
They sped up. Yeah, but yeah.
But before that, like
games
kept stretched. In this time, games weren't that long.
Why?
Because they weren't spending as much time. Because as teams get more even, people try to find advantages in different ways. So maybe the batter takes more time between pitches to throw the pitcher off. Maybe the pitcher takes more time between pitches to throw the batter off.
Right.
Or to rest up a little bit.
So just the evolution of the game at that point hadn't evolved into what up until recently was the 3.5 hour marathon that a baseball game was, up until they instituted basically a shot clock.
They were still working with, like, the next year they had maybe one team had slightly better equipment, or they had better uniforms.
But cleaner ones.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
He also he turned a lot of the seats 30 degrees so they could face the field better.
Okay. All right.
It's just like, I mean, but these are things like a guy walking through the bleachers, talking to people.
Yeah.
Is going to learn these things.
Yeah.
Yeah, a guy who's actually sat in the seat.
Exactly.
Yeah. Turn the seats to face the
guy's
game.
going, Jesus Christ, looking over here. He's like, I'm looking at the fucking airport. And he goes, the fucking game's going on over there. He goes,
I got a better idea what's going on at O'Hare Terminal 3 than I do at fucking third base here.
Because I got killer fucking sciatica. I got to fucking shift my whole fucking thing away that my wife's saying I'm banging.
My pig wife can't even fit in the fucking seats.
My God.
Jesus Christ.
No, but you're right. It's incremental, small things that build up, and
And I mean, the stadium's still there now.
Yeah. So what are the oldest ones now? Are Fenway, Wrigley, and Dodger Stadium.
Yeah, and Dodger
Dodger
Stadium's
Stadium's
not that old.
No, it was built in the 60s, and it's the biggest, or by attendance.
Fenway will also be a part of this story in part 2.
Fuck Fenway Park, man.
But
Do they have the monster, right?
they have the monster, yes.
Yeah, the big green one.
But one of the things is also Wrigley was one of the first fireproof stadiums.
Fireproof?
Yes, and you can imagine why.
Yes, I do.
Fire bad. In 1940, Veeck was angling for the opening as the president of the Cubs, but he was passed over for the job, and he wanted it too. He would later say, "Well, I was ambitious," and it would be noted by Chicago writers later that not hiring him as president was one of the worst moves the Cubs ever made.
Should ask him.
Really?
Yeah. But it also may not have helped his case that around this time he was taking night classes at law school. And he wrote to baseball commissioner Kennesaw Mountain Landis at the reserve clause. Now, the reserve clause is what happens when a player's contract with a team runs out. The team still reserves the rights to that player, even though the contract is over. Yeah. So the player can't move to another team.
Yeah, and it wouldn't be for another 30 or 40 years until
free agency is what we call it. Mm-hmm. So if your contract ends with a team, then you're a free agent now. But back then, the team still owned your rights. They reserved your rights, and if they didn't want to trade you, they didn't have to. And if you didn't want to play for them, then you didn't play.
Yeah,
and you were done.
Your career was done.
You were gray-balled from baseball.
No way.
Yes.
And it was, like I said, I think it was until the 70s until that one player.
And that will come up again in part 2.
Yeah.
Now, Veeck wrote to the commissioner. Having the commissioner had been friends with his father, and Veeck had known him, and he'd grown up around him, and wrote to him and said that the clause was morally and legally indefensible, and players should be allowed to be free agents. Commissioner Landis wrote back, "Somebody once said a little knowledge is a dangerous thing, and your letter proves him a wizard."
You're the smartest guy I know, and fuck you.
Yeah, that's pretty much.
Someone has said a little bit of knowledge is a dangerous thing, and you're a motherfucking wizard.
and so Bill Veeck, my main source, written by Paul Dixon, points out that might have been part of the reason why he didn't get the Cubs job. Mm-hmm. The commissioner had his hand in many teams' pies, if you will.
Buttholes, fingers.
Yes, trying to make improvements for the betterment of the sport, but people liking things the way they are is a thing where you go like, oh, people are not interested in the greater good all of the time.
Yes. So in 1941, tied out with the Cubs, Veeck heard that the minor league Milwaukee Brewers were on the market. He didn't have a personal fortune, but he put together a syndicate of Chicago and Milwaukee businessmen, investors,
nice.
And he bought the team in a matter of days. His first signing was Lou, the Mad Russian Novikov. Once highly promoted player who was supposed to be the next Babe Ruth, but he fell out of favor with the Cubs because he stopped hitting. He was also a bad outfielder because he was scared of the ivy on the wall.
It's Russians, man.
At one point, one of the coaches went out there and with him and started touching the ivy and going, "It's okay.
He's good. It's not poison ivy. It's regular ivy." And
Novikov said something to the effect of like, "Oh, I bet you could make a good smoke out of that."
Was he Russian?
He was
Emigre?
They don't say. I didn't look him up enough. But
it's
also,
like we blaze it 420 tonight.
Legalize it.
We legalize
in my country. Ivy smoke you.
But when he played in the Pacific League, he would. He was an eccentric character at times, and he would he liked to sing to fans before the game. And so when Veeck hired him for the Brewers, he let him sing to fans before the game again. Correct. And Novikov, he came back, and he was a great player for Veeck.
All he needed to do was express himself.
Yeah.
Wow. Mother Russia.
Oh, my word,
Chrome. 52 daughter of the revolution.
Yeah, keep going.
Yeah.
Now, Veeck, after signing a team, he visited the ballpark and found it was a dreary hellscape of sorts. And he got a $50,000 loan to renovate the stadium. And he made sure all the seats could see the entire field because there were a bunch of seats where you couldn't see, if a ball went into a corner.
Pillar.
So he made all the seats so you could see the entire field from every seat. He repainted the entire park. He redesigned the women's restrooms, adding mirrors
And cameras.
and in the men's room. And in the
And in the
men's room.
men's room, there was ample peepholes through to the women's ladies.
A glory hole if you're small enough.
Well, that fucking little hack guy can get in here with his little fucking 18-inch neck.
18-inch neck, 5-inch foot.
Yeah.
What?
To cut down on graffiti in the men's room, he installed a blackboard under which under a sign that said, "Write it here."
Dude, that is
That-
my favorite thing.
That's tight.
Here you go.
Yeah.
Fuckhead.
Yeah. Oh, you don't want to chisel into a public toilet seat on your hands and knees in a public restroom?
Go
Like
ahead.
a psycho?
Here's the chalk.
Here's a chalkboard,
Write,
shithead.
write whatever you want here.
Yeah.
We'll leave it up overnight.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Rachel sucks great cock or whatever you want. Yeah, whatever works.
Everyone knows she doesn't.
Yeah.
He also rebuilt the press box, and in it he had an unlimited supply of beer and cold sandwiches for the reporters.
And that's when Harry Carey joined. Hey, sandwiches, cold beer. Oh, wow.
It's funny because Harry Carey is going to be a part of
I know he is.
part 2.
Love him.
Every home game, Veeck would walk through the stadium, talk to fans, and at the end of every game, he would stand at the main exit and shake hands and commiserate or celebrate.
I love that. Press the flesh, dude.
Yeah.
Long live the new flesh.
No.
In August of 41, he hosted an official Negro League baseball game between the Kansas City Monarchs and the Birmingham Black Barons. Satchel Paige pitched for the Monarchs, and afterwards, he and Veeck met for the first time and began a lifelong friendship.
Aw.
And in the winter of 1941, Veeck got his friend Abe Saperstein, creator of the Harlem Globetrotters, then based in Chicago.
No shit.
The Harlem Globetrotters of Chicago?
They started in Chicago and they're called the Harlem Globetrotters to see
Because they were black.
and needing money, Saperstein gave him a gift of letting Veeck have the exclusive rights to promote the Globetrotters in the upper Midwest. And
Wow.
the Brewers were in a financial hole at that point, and Veeck, the promotions, the money he got from those promotions kept the team afloat.
Wow.
And Veeck and Saperstein would be very good friends and very important. Veeck also kept close relationships with the reporters. He talked to them often to keep his name in the papers, to establish himself as a brand. And he was also
Fuck, that's so smart.
he's also a very combative owner. When his team was not awarded the opening day attendance trophy after he piled in 15,559 fans, doubling the max capacity, 4 more than the winner Indianapolis, he found out that the award was based on the ratio of fans to a city's total population.
That's fucking bullshit.
Well, he thought so too. So the next game, he brought out a 4-foot-tall trophy to home plate they presented to himself out of an armored car by 2 armed guards.
Hell yeah.
He then presented the league president with a striped cane and a seeing eye dog.
I love when guards have 2 arms.
A striped cane and a seeing eye dog. That's amazing.
Did not make many fans among the other league team owners.
No.
So what? Dude, you got people on the L train seeing a big old candy cane out there.
Also, telling people they are blind, though, is like a thing where you go like, make a big show out of somebody being blind, and people go like, wait, was he? And then you look back on the facts, and you're like, I think that guy might be blind. He might be blind. Shit.
Got a dog
Poor
in him.
guy.
He's got a dog.
He also made it a crusade to improve the lighting in the opposing ballparks. He had lights in his Milwaukee stadium, and he felt the other ballparks didn't have good enough lighting. And so he would do various things. For instance, one time he showed up at an opponent's stadium, and when he turned their lights on, Veeck and his financial officer stood up and waved lanterns around, pretending like they couldn't see.
Oh, it's so fucking dark in
Who
here.
goes there?
Paul? So cunty. I love
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
Very good.
and it gets better.
Pitsy shit!
For some reason, he really liked to needle the Minneapolis St. Paul Saints and their owner, Lou McKenna. When McKenna showed up to attend a game in Milwaukee, Veeck ordered his ticket takers stop the owner at the stadium turnstiles and ask for a ticket. An unwritten rule was that owners get in for free. So the owner had to buy a ticket and vowed revenge.
Well, it only upped his numbers.
Yeah.
Maybe one year you could get a striped fucking candy cane 4-foot trophy.
When Veeck heard that the other owner, McKenna, vowed to show him up, Veeck showed up early in St. Paul for the next game against the Saints and sat down next to a payphone. The payphone rang constantly before the game, and Veeck would pick it up and have a shouting conversation. Are the Saints playing tonight? I don't know if the Saints will. Have the nerve to show up because the Brewers are in town. In fact, the Brewers are already on the field. They sent a scouting expedition to find the Saints.
That's pretty Barnum-esque.
Yeah.
That's so Barnum. Did he put the payphone there?
I think there was a payphone there, and he just.
There's a payphone in the seats?
Yeah.
Dude, I want that seat.
Hello?
Buy, sell, buy.
That was just one conversation of many that happened before the game. He had people calling the phone all the time before the game.
Keep down this fucking number. I got a message to send.
Pick the phone and dial!
And he would root for his team while in the stands, getting a lot of angry opposing.
Hold on, my team's beating the shit out of the home team. Call me back later. Get some fucking nuts.
At one point, while cheering for his team, a fan threw a bottle at him. And so Vic ran over and confronted him and had to be dragged out to stop from fighting the man. And after that, Veeck wouldn't have his team stay in St. Paul before the games, have him stay in Minneapolis, saying that he didn't want his team staying in a dreary village where the sidewalks are pulled out at 9 o'clock every night.
Build a better town in my sleep.
Yeah.
We're about halfway through this one.
Take a break?
Let's take a little break.
We'll get some fucking nuts.
We'll get some fucking nuts, and then we'll return with more of this Veeck character.
Yes.
All right, we'll be right back, folks. We love you. And we're back. Bill Veeck.
Back to baseball. So it was around this time, mid 40s, 43, 44, 45, when he started doing his practice of giving out weird prizes. And they would get weirder as the season progressed. Him and his financial officer Schaefer would drag the ticket box from the front gate out onto the field and pull ticket stubs out for the winners.
Huh.
One game the prize was a 50-pound block of ice. Another was a keg of nails.
Like metal nails, not like fingernails.
Yeah.
And this is all for the Brewers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Another was a step ladder. The crowd delighted in watching people drag the prizes back to their seats.
Yeah, I bet.
So even if you didn't win, you got to enjoy.
Yeah.
Look at this fucking idiot dragging 3 step ladders back to his seats.
Yeah.
He's in the fucking nosebleeds.
He's got all these fucking, yeah.
He's going to need one ladder to get up there.
There were fruit and vegetable nights. One woman won a basket of peaches and showed up a few nights later with a peach pie.
Aww.
Veeck raved about it for weeks.
Did she eat it herself, or did she share it?
She gave it to Veeck.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
They fucked.
This lady's peach pie was the tastiest.
I could eat her peach pie for hours.
There were livestock nights where they gave away turkeys, geese, rabbits, and pigs. The winners had to catch them first.
I think you're not even watching the game. You've got a fucking giant poultry,
Yeah.
a fowl,
Mm-hmm.
just at your seat. The people next to you are dying of avian flu
Yeah.
and Spanish flu.
Yes.
One night, a winner got a draft horse, and he promptly sold it back to Veeck. One guy
Didn't have a ticket.
One night, a guy won 2 pigeons, and Vic would forever love telling the story. He said, "I can see the poor guy now, sitting there during the game, a pigeon in each hand. He couldn't let go, and nobody could help him. And you know pigeons."
Yeah, you do. I do know pigeons.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, One game against a rival, Veeck put up a 37-foot chicken wire screen above right field to stop the opponent's home runs.
You can just do that.
He called it the spite fence.
Dude, fuck the big green monster. How about this chicken fucking wire fence here?
And they could wheel it away when his team was up to bat.
Can you hit it above this?
Oh my God! Are you kidding?
Hit it above this, Chief.
It was it was immediately banned after the game.
Of course.
And he would later say
I love that.
he later say he never broke the rules. It's just that there was no rule against chicken wire fences.
Nobody said there couldn't be a spite fence.
Yeah, exactly.
News to me.
I'm looking through the book and I don't see nothing.
Yeah.
It's got 15 fucking pages on why we can't have blacks.
Yeah. Not a gosh
not a gosh darn letter about chicken wire
About a
fences.
spite fence.
I'm just following the rules as they are written.
I guess this is still 41. But he said the attendance in Milwaukee was 98,000 for the whole year in 41. After a year of Veeck, it was 280,000.
Oh my God.
He was named Minor League Executive of the Year by the Sporting News, which was the main baseball magazine at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And after the 1942 season, Veeck boarded a train to Philadelphia.
Big mistake.
And when he got back, there was a reporter who spotted him and asked him if he was going to buy the Philadelphia Phillies. A rumor going around at the time, and Veeck admitted that he was.
Oh.
And then he admitted his secret plan. He said, I'm going to buy the Phillies, and you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put a whole black team on the field.
Really?
Yes.
Oh my God.
He decided that he was going to buy the Philadelphia Phillies.
Yeah. He
And
decided,
then-
he's like, they're ready for it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Philly. Well, maybe.
And
Speaking of, I saw a license plate the other day that was just Denzel W.
Very nice.
It was cool.
Very cool.
that's pretty
I
good.
don't think he was driving it, but
I doubt it.
And what he figured is that he had a meeting with Judge Landis, the commissioner of Major League Baseball.
Kennesaw Mountain Landis?
Yes. And he told him what he had planned to do. And he said it was in line with the old Supreme Court ruling of separate but equal facilities. And he said that Landis wouldn't dare to say black players couldn't play, considering that they were fighting in the war at the time.
Smart.
And then it was only it didn't take long for baseball to get into action. And by the time
Hurry up, write some fucking rules, man!
once word got out, the National League had taken over the National League itself, took over the Philadelphia Phillies, and started looking for a new owner that wasn't him
Wow.
in order to stop him.
So that really was his plan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Sir,
he had the Satchel Paige stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah. So he was really trying
trying to push the
make
boundary
stuff
there.
happen.
Yeah. And it was later said that his big mistake was going to the commissioner and asking for permission and getting the word out. He should have just done it.
and asked for
Yeah, going
forgiveness.
to Kennesaw Mountain Landis of all people.
Yeah. He said it lasted for about 24 hours, that whole him trying to break the color line.
Yeah, the telegraphs were fucking working overtime.
Yes, exactly. And he later said that he had in Landis's office, he had proof that he had signed the paperwork to become the owner, and that it had been thrown away.
Damn.
It was notarized and everything.
The Phillies' next owner would be banned from baseball for betting on the team. And the next owner after that would be so hostile to blacks, he once told the Brooklyn Dodgers owner Branch Rickey to bench Jackie Robinson when the team came to Philadelphia.
Really?
So that's who the National League chose instead of having him.
I mean, a chicken wire fence is one thing.
For the,
That we can look past.
Betting on your own team, though, it seems like should be like, come on, I own it.
yeah, exactly.
So you can encourage
Betting
me.
on them,
Yeah.
not against.
The next season, Veeck had an idea for baseball games played in the morning, so that the overnight war shift could get out of the factory and catch a game.
Ah.
It became a national news story. Connie Mack, then 80, the manager of the famous Philadelphia Athletics, who wore a suit to every game, you'd figure he'd be really, baseball's only played this way. He came out and he said it's a pretty darn swell idea.
Pretty darn swell.
And
Mornings.
Yeah. He's like, I'm at my most sober in mornings.
And the first of these games, this is from the book by Paul Dixon. First of these morning games was May 7th. Tickets were sold at local factories. When the fans showed up at the ballpark, they were treated to coffee and donuts and could buy cereal and wax packets at a bargain price. 7-piece
Cereal and
donuts and coffee.
wax packets?
Well, because the cereal was in a packet and you get
cereal in wax packets. So you can get some cereal, you pour some fucking beer on it, have some Beerios.
Yeah, exactly.
Furious.
A 7-piece swing band dressed in nightgowns and stocking caps entertained the fans, and Veeck doled out cornflakes. As it turned out, the train bringing the St. Paul team was late, so the team didn't start until noon. Veeck had to refund the price of 2,000 tickets.
Fuck.
They took the cornflakes back, gave him hot links.
He would later he kept doing these promotions, and for one of the games, he opened the game by having the team his team's manager brought out into the field in a bed and then dumped under the ground.
Wake up, you stupid son of a bitch.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Breakfast.
But you want Hitler to win? Shithead.
Start cooking these eggs. Whip them up.
The next season, Veeck said he was out for blood. And so he did a blood donor campaign at the stadium. Everybody who gave blood won a weekly pass to the park.
Oh,
Wonderful.
That's sweet.
I love coming out saying you're out for blood and you really mean. I love
Yeah, we
that.
got it. We know the
You know,
idea.
because he's actually-
Don't take credit for the idea that they already had. Yeah.
No,
We got it. No.
I asked around.
I understand.
I asked around.
After this, almost every team took up the promotion. Blood for the war effort. Near the end of the season, Veeck held an on-field celebration for his friend, manager Charlie Grimm's 45th birthday. There are various gifts, including a $1,000 war bond he deducted from Grimm's contract, and a 12-foot wide cake, out of which burst 12 dancing girls escorting his newest signing that he hadn't told anybody about, a Cuban named Julio Acosta. Acosta was then named the starting pitcher for the game.
Wow. Frosting all over his mitt.
Yeah.
Use it for throw some spitballs.
Mm-hmm.
There was a photo shoot of it, and I couldn't find the photo shoot.
Fuck you.
But I did find this picture of Julio Acosta.
Okay.
Stepped from quote unquote cake. Stepped from quote unquote.
Who does he look like?
I don't know.
Looks like a guy.
Yeah. Who does he look like?
He looks like somebody, right?
Yeah, it looks like Julio Acosta.
Well, it's a spitting image of Julio Acosta, actually. Good for him.
Mm-hmm.
Coming out of cake, throwing a 3-hitter.
After the season, Veeck thought about becoming a boxing promoter. He had a meeting with a former boxing champ from Chicago named Barney Ross. Ross had joined the Marines and was a hero at the Battle of Guadalcanal.
Wow.
And during this meeting at Toots Shores, which is a famous baseball bar in New York City, Barney Ross inspired Veeck for his next move, becoming a Marine and fighting in the war.
No fucking way.
So the next, not shortly after, Veeck walked into a recruitment office, demanded to be made a private and sent into combat. Most baseball people at that time were playing celebrity games for troops.
Did he have did he just his number not get pulled for the draft?
Well, by this point he wasn't up for draft because he was 27 and he had 4 kids.
Oh, so he was what would you
He wasn't eligible
because of his age and family status.
Yes.
No shit. But Ted Williams said, "Fucking put him in a plane and shoot down these fucking whatever he shot down." I don't know what he shot down, but I'm pretty sure he shot him down. John, what did he shoot down?
Shut up. Don't put it on me what you're saying.
What?
Planes.
History?
Planes.
Yeah, planes and the people that were in them.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you, Aaron.
Veeck said about his commitment, he said, "I have to live with myself not only now, but after the war is won. And I felt I'm in a better position to go than many other fathers who have been drafted. Satisfied that I've done the right thing by my country, my family, and myself.
Plus, my kids won't shut the fuck up. They never go to bed on time, and they don't put away their blocks. Send me over to fucking the Pacific. I'll shoot down a bunch of whoever's over there."
He said, "I'm going to the Marine Corps just like any buck private."
Did you say corpse?
I don't know, duh. And I hope in time, I always say it. To earn a promotion from the ranks. Service overseas will be uppermost in my mind. He never, he didn't tell his wife about it. And also, it should be known, by this point, like, his family was living in, I think, New Mexico, and he did not spend, in like a very nice, they had a bunch of acres and everything, it's a nice house, but he was a very absent father.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well,
And
a lot of those guys were.
yeah. While most players went to the forces to do publicity, Veeck, like Warren Spahn, Yogi Berra, and Ted Williams, he decided he wanted to be in harm's way.
Combat, Daddy.
Yogi Berra was at D-Day.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Dude,
Cracking jokes.
I just found that out like a couple days ago. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
Just a character, huh?
Yeah. And he was like, half of the war is 2020 and all that.
Yeah, if you see a fork in the road, bomb it.
He's saying all that shit.
Germany, nobody goes there anymore. It's too crowded. And in March 1944, he was, after going through basic training, he was shipped to Guadalcanal. While he was there, he conducted baseball business by using the war correspondence as his middleman.
Really?
Still working.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah. And he later found out that Casey Stengel was named after manager Charlie Grimm was picked up by the Cubs to coach them. Casey Stengel took over his team, and he was furious about it. He thought Stengel was a clown. And he would later say that he was basically duped by the press, and Stengel was actually a
He's one of
great
the greatest
manager.
coaches of all time, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was then, after Guadalcanal, he was shipped to Bougainville. He wanted to stay there and fight the next battle, even though he was supposed to be shipped. And he told someone, a friend of his in the service, to tell him to not ship him. And the guy said, I didn't tell him. Because I wanted him to get shipped off.
Damn.
And he probably would have died in the next invasion.
Really?
With that force.
Wow.
But he was shipped to Bougainville in Papua New Guinea, and his job there was to carry the 90mm anti-aircraft shells to the anti-aircraft guns. The island there was pretty brutal. Veeck, like many of the men there, was treated for multiple abscesses under his arms, on his hands,
Fuck.
around his waist, on his ass, legs, and face.
Chode.
Yeah, yeah, definitely chode.
Yeah. Grundle.
Zach, Gooch, the whole nine.
Yeah, the gooch, all of
He had the Goochitis.
all of the key areas.
Yeah,
Not the Goochitis.
yeah. The bugs know.
Yeah. He got herpes from a toilet seat. Wink. Sorry, babe.
I got Asian goochitis. Kills like a motherfucker.
These goddamn Goochs.
Jesus Christ.
So close. So close.
Yeah, you're right. We almost made it to the end. Yeah, you're right.
Right before his active duty was up, he was an artillery gun he was servicing went off early and recoiled into his right foot, cutting a gash all the way down to the bone.
Damn.
Fuck! That doesn't feel good.
No. He was eventually evacuated to San Francisco and then Corona, California.
Oh, Jesus, that's a fucking long trip.
Yeah.
From San Fran to Corona? Oh, God, what a downgrade.
First from Papua New Guinea.
Yeah, dude, it's almost as long.
That was the easy leg of the trip.
Send me back to fucking Guadalcanal. Corona? Jesus Christ, it's a fucking wasteland here.
He was in Corona. He was treated for a severely injured ankle and foot, multiple cysts, an abscess, and an infected ulcer on one leg. The other leg was also treated for scars for multiple ulcers. He was then left to conduct business at he then left there to conduct business at baseball's winter meetings before returning to the hospital on New Year's Eve, where he would stay for the next 8 months.
And learn to play ping pong and eat ice cream, and then open a shrimp company.
His bones by then had become infected, and he was getting as many as 24 penicillin shots a day.
Jesus.
24 a day?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Well, good thing at that point, penicillin's brand new, and like bacteria hadn't evolved yet from it.
Yeah.
So the penicillin probably, I'm assuming it worked and probably didn't hurt the fucking gonorrhea he probably had.
Yes, but he was in the amputee ward at that point.
Shit. Fuck. Balls.
And while he was there, two very important things happened to him in his life. One was that Casey Stengel showed up. Stengel had seen him at the winter meetings limping around and decided that he needed some cheering up.
Yeah.
So when he went back to the hospital, Stengel showed up to visit him, and he said, and Stengel brought his comic Old Professor act, which included clowning, conversing with Veeck and the others in his mangled form of English that became known as Stengelese. And Veeck said, "Here I was feeling sorry for myself, as I am sure were a great many men of the amputee ward in Corona. Here comes this old man, bouncing around doing nips and knee bobs. He did more for morale than all the psychologists and psychiatrics that the government will ever find."
So Casey Stengel shows up and does a bit
for everybody.
Yeah. He starts Farleying out.
Can you imagine if fucking Joe Torre shows up
in the amputee ward and he's
doing the Rickles?
Yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh, well, I'm gonna man now.
Dude, that's a good time, though.
Casey Stengel showing up and aping around is great.
Doing Stengelese. Now, can you do...
Do you speak Stengelese?
Yes, dude, can you do a Stengelese thing?
Well, Stengelese was something like, line up alphabetically by height.
So very a variation on Barra.
Well, because Barra played for Stengel.
Yes, he did.
And Stengel was like the first. There's a great picture of Stengel. There's of him in the outfield, and his mouth gaped open, while he's wearing sunglasses, just going like,
Stengel Field over here in Glendale, California.
So, but he didn't like Stengel before, but this was...
He thought he was the clown that...
But then when he was a clown, it was the best thing that ever happened to him.
Yes, but also this is after Stengel had managed for him and had run the team really well.
And proven himself.
This is a good guy.
Yeah.
Plus, he showed up when I'm dying.
Yeah. And he said of Stengel, he said, he is one of my all-time heroes.
Oh, man, that's so sweet.
I love sweet stuff like that.
And Veeck always hated the Yankees, but he still loved Casey Stengel when he was coaching the Yankees.
Wow, that's great.
And he said the second important thing that happened to him while he was in the amputee ward, Veeck said, I had both legs in traction and I was staring straight at the ceiling, feeling pretty sorry for myself. Fellow comes up to me and says, "Hey, you want to play rummy?" Still looking at the ceiling, I said, "No thanks." The guy says, "Come on, play some rummy, I'll deal." I look over, he's got 2 hooks for arms.
Fuck. He can't deal shit.
He starts shuffling and dealing with these hooks across the glass top table. I remember I started to laugh because we were in such awful shape. But that was the last time I felt sorry for myself. It was a good lesson.
Yeah, man. Yeah, get with it, dude.
Wow. It's gonna shuffle.
Yeah, people are fucking
hooks.
People are making shit happen, dude.
Yeah.
Get over yourself.
There's always somebody who's got it worse than you, plus a headache.
Yeah. Yeah. Who'd you steal that from?
Fuck you.
You cocksucker.
You fucking motherfucker.
Affectionately.
Thank you.
Veeck was released from the hospital in August 1945 and discharged. He returned to Milwaukee, where between games of a doubleheader, there's a celebration for him involving a releasing of pigeons, pigs, and chickens from home plate.
Oh, come on. Releasing?
The pigs had to be caught by the manager.
The pigs were put down.
Snipers.
The pigeons as well. Pull!
You hit it with a baseball.
With Randy Johnson out there.
Randy Johnson, did you know he's a really good photographer?
He's an excellent photographer.
Crazy.
Did not know at all.
Yeah.
Huh.
That season, the Brewers won their third straight pennant. Pennant is when you win your half of the league.
Mm-hmm.
Success never before seen by the team.
Really?
Yes. And Veeck decided it was time to sell it and get back to the major leagues. He eventually found the Cleveland Indians, as they were known at the time, were open to a deal.
They still are known now.
by people who cannot leave it alone.
Well, we're tired.
Of that.
It's just they're guardians.
Yeah, which is a good.
It's close enough.
No, it's because they have the Guardians on the bridge.
What's that?
So when they rebuilt at least one of the bridges in Cleveland.
From what?
I think this is during like the federal.
Like the WPA?
Yeah, they designed these stone guardians on
totem poles?
each side of the bridge.
Totem poles?
No,
Stop.
just like normal
White. Anthropomorph. Normal white?
Yeah.
Are you saying white's
Yeah, Aaron.
normal?
Yeah,
Matt,
Aaron.
are you saying
Yeah,
that
Aaron.
to be white is to be normal?
No, I said normal white.
Are you
There wasn't
saying
the
to be
comma there.
normal white? Yeah, that's a color at Home Depot. Normal white. Yeah, why don't you whitewash history some more, Matt? I'm trying to give these people.
You're trying. No, I don't know what you're trying.
No, you're not trying to do that.
I'm trying to give these people their fucking day in the sun.
I just said they were called the Cleveland Indians then.
Yeah, and now they're the Guardians.
These
Close enough.
people?
It's a good change.
Fucking
These
mother-
people.
I'm not saying you people. I'm
It's a good
saying
change.
these people. It's
So,
solid. It's
The
solid.
Cleveland baseball team was
better than whatever the other teams have made up and that suck.
All right.
The
You're-
Guardians
You're
is
sticking
good.
behind Chief Wahoo is what I'm hearing. Chief Wahoo?
It's a great logo.
Yeah,
It's cool. Looks cool. It's kind of like Mr. Skin.
It looks insane.
it looks
Looks like the
insane.
troll face on 4chan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't want to invoke 4chan.
No, I'm a big. No, I'm not.
You're big on that.
Yeah, I'm huge on 4chan, man.
Yeah.
I got fucking 5.5 inch
Why
feet.
doesn't the
and shit.
internet have a baseball team called the Internet 4chan?
Those losers couldn't get out of the fucking
They-
basement.
they don't-
Go to
The
baseball.
why doesn't baseball have the internet 4chans?
yeah.
Where do they play?
Exactly. That's what's so cool about it.
Yeah.
That's what's so cool.
Ladies' night, right out.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Instant lights in, but they don't show up.
You never know where they might pop up.
Now, so the Cleveland baseball team was open to a deal, and Pittsburgh was too. But Veeck worried that the city in Pittsburgh was too dependent on the steel industry. He wanted a city with varied industry, like Cleveland had. Also, Cleveland has a huge ballpark. It was a good location in Midwest America.
Mhm.
And
It's a good American city.
he found that the owners didn't care about the fan base. The team was not on the radio. Any baseballs caught by fans had to be returned.
What?
And 60% of the fans in a poll wanted new owners. So it was perfect for Veeck. In 1946, he bought them for $1.5, about $25 million today, with a group of partners, which included Bob Hope,
No way.
Awesome.
who was born in England but grew up in Cleveland.
Wow.
And was one of the largest private landowners in California by the time he died.
really?
Huge real estate mogul, yeah.
He's a fascinating character
Yeah.
in so many ways.
Yes.
Fans remind us to talk about Bob Hope.
Yeah. I mean, it's like a thing where
His name's Bob Hope,
yeah.
and he went around doing the USO.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, say what you want about the military-industrial complex, John. I know you have a lot to say about that. These people are murdering people in your words.
Right.
But the guy's name's Bob Hope. He's out there, cheering up these guys out there like Captain America, who I love,
Yeah.
who you feel is a puppet.
Fuck you.
You feel like he's a propaganda piece. I stand by
You're talking about fictional stuff. But Bob Hope,
okay, Chief.
Bob Hope. One of the things I think is so funny is like, it was kind of a thing where like Johnny Carson and his relationship was so interesting, and he was kind of almost made fun of by Johnny Carson and stuff like that. But like he was such an omnipresent character in American television and stuff like that. And like I remember the thing Norm Macdonald said about him. He goes like, "You always thought Bob Hope was funny." He's like, "You can never remember a Bob Hope joke
Or a show.
you
Right.
know."
Right. Other than him swinging the golf club a little bit. I think I
Yeah.
remember that from The Simpsons. So, let's see. Veeck wanted Casey Stengel to take over as manager, but the current manager, Lou Boudreau, also played shortstop. He was too valuable, and the fans loved him. However, a man named William Stengel showed up and claimed to be Casey's cousin and asked if he could move into the tent in center field that housed the team's 15-piece band during games. Veeck thought it was amusing, so he let him do it.
You guys using this? You guys using this tent?
That's amazing.
Say, this is a swell tent you got here.
In only a few weeks, Veeck established a 10-line switchboard for ticket orders. They did not take ticket orders before this. He redid all of the restrooms, established a ladies' night, of course, set up a scoreboard to post the scores from other games, gave the ushers all new bright uniforms, and personally attended to the concessions to make sure that they had hot dogs that appealed to the ethnic diversity of Cleveland.
Really?
Yeah.
Like some Polish Franks.
Yeah.
Ah.
You got to have the Polish Franks.
He also
Very interesting.
You got to have the all beef ones for the Jews.
He also personally
The all beef.
attended to the type of mustard they used. And they said, every year Veeck and his financial advisor Max would review the mustard to make sure it was just right. A little on the dark side with a touch of horseradish.
That's the right fucking answer.
And they say Connie Mack became such a fan of the ballpark Franks in Cleveland, he ordered 10 pounds of them to be taken to take home with him every time he visited.
Wow. Fuck.
Yeah.
Dude, the mustard,
Mustard's a big one.
the mustard makes the dog. Am I wrong here, John?
Yeah, probably.
How do you...
I'm a brown mustard kind of guy, like a Jewish deli mustard.
Yeah,
That's
so-
kind of,
So the mustard makes the Frank?
I wouldn't say the mustard makes the Frank. I like a little hodgepodge on a Frank myself.
But what I'm saying is, the mustard is the end-all, be-all of how good the Frank is going to be
Right.
at the end of the day.
It's certainly intrinsic.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I'm not. That's all I'm saying.
It's intrinsic.
I'm saying that the mustard really can make or break the dog.
I agree with you.
It's a good idea. I got it from you.
Yeah, thank you.
I love mustard, and the quality of the mustard is
What makes the Frank we know?
yeah. I'm sorry for beating a dead horse.
Yeah. No, I just didn't want you to have a lengthy pause and say what you were going to say.
You don't put ketchup on it, right?
I certainly do not.
Okay, good.
I don't fuck with ketchup at all.
I don't
Except
put
for fries.
I like ketchup on fries.
On fries, it's legit.
And that's it.
And
Yeah.
that's all.
Some people put it on their eggs.
Burgers?
Yeah. Some people just like the taste.
Eggs.
Eggs is right out.
Some people
You're
just like
putting
the taste of ketchup. That's it.
I know
Yeah,
some people.
but some people like sugar. That's what it is.
No, that's true.
Do you like ketchup on anything, Matt?
Fries.
Fries.
End of list.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said.
God, I'm so
he
glad
said-
we're on the same
Yeah,
page here.
and
Because
s- and
honestly, I
salad.
didn't know if the show was going to make it past this point.
So after buying the team, Veeck, then he spent nights visiting bars and clubs out of the city, talking to fans. He loved visiting bars and clubs.
yeah, I bet.
Yeah. Who doesn't?
Yeah. And he, sitting in the bleachers talking to fans, he discovered that the sound system was intelligible. So he replaced the sound system so people... Unintelligible. So he replaced the sound system so people could hear.
One of those new LCD sound systems.
Then he, for the first time in his life, he went to the American League owners' meetings. And when he got out, he went to the press and he apologized for not insulting them.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you know for what reason?
Just two.
Meaning that they deserved to be insulted?
Yes.
I'm sorry that I'm not insulting them. They deserve it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I've got a very important meeting about mustard I need to attend to.
Yeah.
Also, they would read that when they left the meeting.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Spilling ketchup all over their fucking briefcases and
He
shit.
felt he was
animals.
he was too timid to be there. His next two big signings for the team was one Max Patkin as a coach. This is from the book. Patkin was a thin, tall man with a rubber face and a large nose. Below average pitcher. He had gained fame, his clown reputation during the war, pitching for the Navy against the 7th Air Force team in Honolulu. Joe DiMaggio nailed him for a home run. Something got into Patkin, who caught up with DiMaggio at first base and followed him around the bases stride for stride.
Whoa.
And when he got to home plate, everybody was so amused that the opposing team came out and all shook his hand.
Damn.
So he signed Patkin.
He chased him around the bases.
Yeah.
After he got dinged for a homer,
Yeah.
I'm going to get you.
Yeah.
You hit my ball out of the park. I'm going to get you. I'm going to tickle you.
Here I come, Lou.
Here I come.
I hope you don't get a disease.
Hey, Joe. Hey, well, you better not fuck Marilyn Monroe again.
Veeck signed him to a coach's contract, a real coach's contract for $1 and a performance agreement for $650 a month. And he said, I want you to work the crowd and then perform 2 innings a game in the first base coaching box. And what Patkin would do is, if the ump had a bad call, he would pretend to faint and fall over backwards.
Oh my God, I vault.
Or remain being straight as a tree while he fell over backwards.
Well, head injuries was kind of par for the course for a lot of these guys.
Yeah.
Big pratfall.
His other signing was an oddball shortstop named Jackie Price, who had played in the Pacific Coast League. Price had a bunch of tricks. He would perform before games or between games of a doubleheader. These included being able to hit a ball while suspended upside down from a rack, or catch and throw while standing on his head. He also had a fascination with snakes, which he collected and occasionally brought to the ballpark as part of his pregame act. During one pregame sideshow in Oakland in July, he reached for a ball, which somehow ended up inside his shirt. When he went to retrieve it, instead he pulled out a 6-foot-long black snake.
Check out these fucking snakes, man.
Mm-hmm.
And then he proceeded to throw the reptile out at second base.
Damn.
And so it wasn't just...
So stupid.
It's very stupid.
The snake tried to steal second base.
He didn't get away with it.
No.
No. And so Veeck wanted to put on a show. And so another thing he did, there's a bunch of promotions again, but his first big promotion was Nylon Night.
Okay, hold on a second. Let me adjust my seat here.
And he gave away nylon stockings to the first 20,000 women who showed up at the ballpark. And this is at a time when nylons were impossible to find.
Because nylon was rationed.
Yes. For parachutes in the war. And there are stories of stores selling out, women getting into fights. In Pittsburgh, the mayor arranged for a stocking sale in response to a petition by 400 women. On the day of the sale, 40,000 people showed up, lined up to compete for 13,000 pairs. Police had to break them up and pull women out of the pile. It was...
listen.
It was pretty cool.
I love a woman in hose.
Yeah.
There's something about it. But what is it? Why was it so why?
Aaron, say what it is.
I don't know.
Well, someone must have told you.
No, I'm asking.
You're opening this up? I thought you had an idea.
They're too lazy to shave their legs.
I think it has something to do with that. It's really thin. And it shapes the legs.
Does it?
And
much?
also, they're still wearing a skirt. You
can be sexy without being a whore.
I mean,
it's just like glistens. You know what I mean?
It's a sexy clothing.
There's nothing practical about it.
Practical? Would I imagine there's anything practical about it?
I honestly don't know.
Well, I would imagine it's a little bit of
it might keep you a little warm.
Slight warmth, yeah.
Maybe, but
we should all start wearing nylons
Yeah.
and then come back and discuss this as
ladies,
men.
Please chime in on
what is it about? Why are they so popular?
The
What
benefits of nylon.
This is probably the first instance of the show where it seems dude heavy.
Yeah. First time in 7 years that
I know.
we've been tone deaf about gender. I think so. This is the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Well, gender is also, as you know, gay and fake.
Yeah.
But yeah, we would need to know what is the glory of nylons.
Hey, listen,
sound off in the comments,
please.
For that promotion, 21,000 women showed up. It was the most in the Cleveland ballpark that they had ever had at the time. And one reporter said that what do you say? That the shrieking, there was a lot of shrieking.
Yeah, it was shrill, is what he said, probably.
They were going after each other.
Oh my God, and fucking shit.
Veeck, using what he learned in his financial classes, accounting classes, had devised a new scheme for finances when he owned the team. And he would, this is from the book, he would remunerate his partners in the syndicate with non-taxable loan repayments rather than dividends, which are then taxable at rates depending on one's income. Instead of taking their investment in stock, Veeck's backers got 85% in debentures and 15% in stock. As he later explained, the attractiveness of my plan was based entirely upon the opportunity to put as little as possible into the stock and as much as possible in the debentures. So if the team succeeded, the loan would be repaid, the investor would have recovered almost all of their original investment, and that $15,000 worth of stock would actually now be worth $100,000 in the open market. And Veeck said, assuming a real success, it could be worth even more. If you sold that stock, your $85,000 profit would be taxed not as regular earnings, but a flat 25% rate. This approach was new to baseball. For decades to come, owners in all professional sports started benefiting from it.
Really?
Loopholes
Wow.
for the rich, I see. Well, he's come down a couple of pegs, if you ask me.
Yeah. Well, 25% probably came way down later.
Yeah, it's probably like 5 now.
Yeah, another like 4.2.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel bad for these owners.
Well, I'm saying that's the thing is that like it was glorious to be a rich person. You can still be very rich and just pay a higher tax rate.
Yeah.
You can still stay very rich.
Yeah, you're still rich.
Now it's just like they're like, we want to pay 89 cents when we fucking gas the fucking Pacific. You know?
When we gas.
Yeah.
Well, it's pretty clear that
I love to gas the Pacific, whatever that means.
they're not losing enough money to not be assholes.
right.
Yeah.
And they could still have instead of $1 billion, you have 700 million. I don't know.
I know. How are
That
you going
seems
to
fine.
survive?
Yeah.
I know.
How do you afford that jet that is destroying
know what to do?
the Earth?
I'm so...
In October 1946, Veeck went back into the hospital. This time they amputated his right foot.
Fuck.
Are you happy, Aaron?
Which is at least 7.5 inches, I'm sure. It's one of these monster feet.
He had osteomyelitis, a bone infection.
Oof.
He lost everything below his knee.
Fuck!
You happy?
Dude, I'm not. I don't like cutting off limbs.
But he did. Bob Hope visited him in the hospital.
Oh, good. It's worth it.
And he got this promo pic of Bob Hope giving him medicine.
Giving him... Oh. Hey. Oh, here comes the airplane.
Shithead? He looks like
Dude, he looks like Nixon so hard.
he looks like
Bob
a
Hope does,
caricature of Nixon so hard.
Yeah, Bob Hope has that Nixon nose.
And chin
Yeah.
and head and net worth.
I bet Nixon loved Bob Hope.
He probably did.
Yeah, it's like looking in a mirror. Somebody's fucking funnier than you.
He's like, they say JFK looks good. Who looks like Bob Hope?
Riddle me this, Batman.
When Veeck got out, he announced that he would throw a party once he didn't need crutches. And in January, he was at the party and out on the dance floor. He danced all night, to the point where blood was soaking through his pant leg and onto the floor.
Why?
Because-
Open wound?
Because the fucking beat can take you there. Aaron.
Yeah.
Have you ever danced before?
The rhythm is going to get you.
Mhm.
I do know that. I have heard that. Let the record show that I've heard that the rhythm is going to get you. Did he have a prosthesis?
Yes. So
And perhaps it rubbed on the nub.
yes. So he had a wooden prosthesis. At this point in his life, it was kind of like a fake leg, with a foot. And
I think that's the definition of a prosthesis. Yeah.
yes, but it would change later.
What, he turned it into a fucking duck bill or something?
Well, no.
No, dude, Cyberdyne.
We'll talk about it. It'll come up in part 2, where he downgraded it.
He downgraded to a peg. Are you kidding me?
I am not.
Fuck this foot thing. I like a peg.
But it's cooler to wear a
Dude.
patch than a glass eye.
100%.
Yeah.
I think you nailed it, John. I'm glad I asked you that idea. I'm going to take credit for it. Fuck the fake foot. Give me a peg, baby. Sammy Davis Jr. looks like an idiot with this glass thing. Captain Morgan looks like a genius.
He's right.
He's right.
He's right.
Oh my
But-
God.
But in his prosthetic leg, he installed an ashtray,
Oh my God.
and he would ash his cigarettes into the leg.
Oh God. Oh God.
And then dump him into his flower garden, his rose garden at home.
I think he would dump him into the leg and then empty the leg later.
Yeah, into his rose garden.
Yeah.
Or
No, I
to the
think-
opposing team's
No, I
dugout.
think that's a good idea. You have a little latch and
Yeah.
you just dump the
Yeah.
Dude, he's got a fucking utility belt. He's
Yeah.
Batman.
Yeah.
It's good tobacco.
Check this out.
Fucking-
Check me out one time like this.
all you flowers could benefit from this.
They say no smoking on this flight. Fuck them.
In early 1947, Veeck made contact with the black public relations man in Cleveland, who was Lena Horne's husband at one point, I believe. He was a pretty well-known black public relations man at the time. And he said he had a plan. He wanted him to prepare the black population, if Cleveland for the arrival of black ball player. And on April 15th, 1947, Jackie Robinson would be the first black player to break the game's color line, which had been set in the 1880s, 1890s or so. And he would do that with the Brooklyn Dodgers under Branch Rickey. 5 years earlier, Veeck and his Globetrotter friend Abe Saperstein had put together a list of black ball players they thought would be good signings. Not just from the Negro Leagues, but also Mexico and Cuba as well. And in 47, they updated the list. Among Veeck's considerations were that he had to buy the player's contract from the team. Branch Rickey decided that the teams in the Negro Leagues, he called the Negro Leagues a racket, and he said that the players, the teams weren't worth compensation because the teams had no reserve clause. And Veeck decided that they deserved compensation.
Mm-hmm.
And he also wanted a player to be put in the major league team immediately. Robinson had to play in the minors and work his way up to the Dodgers to prove he could do it. And Veeck said, no, he's going to be treated as any other rookie.
Yeah.
Immediately on the major league team.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, he was already playing pro ball.
Veeck thought that put too much pressure on the player.
Calling it a racket, too, is just so fucking insane.
When you're running a racket.
Yeah.
It's all a racket. It's fucking business, dude. It's all a racket. Everything is a fucking racket. What the fuck are we talking about here?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Staples.
Centers.
Crypto.com.
Yeah.
End of list. Like, you know what I mean? It's a racket. Oh, a racket is another name for a fucking business.
That you don't like.
Yeah.
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 Racket.
Racket, he
Come
said.
on.
Veeck also noted that his two minor league clubs for the Cleveland team were in Oklahoma City and Baltimore, two cities that would have not accepted a black player at all.
Right.
Oh, yeah, those cities, they still won't.
Eventually, influenced by Wendell Smith, a reporter for the Pittsburgh Courier, the guy who had also pushed Robinson on Branch Rickey, number one on Veeck's list was a man named Larry Doby, an infielder for the Newark Eagles. Veeck made his move when he heard the Dodgers were also scouting Doby and were about to sign him. When Branch Rickey heard that Veeck was interested in him, he backed off and let the Indians side sign Doby, feeling it would be better for the whole movement. So for $15,000, Veeck bought Doby's contract out from Newark. And the owner of the Newark team had a conversation with him to the effect of, Veeck was like, how's $10,000? And she said, this is a black woman, she said, well, you know, I'm not in trouble financially, and $10,000 seems like 10 cents to me. That she talked to her husband, and they both agreed that Veeck could just take the player for nothing, and it'd be better just to sell the man for something, the contract for something, than nothing, and agreed with the $15,000. And she later pointed Veeck to a man named Monte Irvin, and also said, take a look at him. And Veeck said, well, two black guys is probably a little too hard for me to make work. But Veeck later became friends with Monte Irvin and said that was the greatest deal he never did.
Really?
And Monte Irvin, on a lot of lists, was the next guy who should have come up.
Interesting.
But on July 5th, 1947, 11 weeks after Robinson played in the majors, Veeck had a signing ceremony with 23-year-old Larry Doby and signed him to be a Cleveland Indian. And he announced it to reporters a couple days before, and there was just dead silence in the room. He said, I'm going to sign a Negro. And the reporters went silent. And then he had a signing ceremony, and this is from Dixon. Veeck signed the 23-year-old Doby to an Indians contract in the presence of numerous supporters on July 5th, 1947, 11 weeks after Robinson, the Congress Hotel in Chicago. Doby, I walked into his office, Doby later recalled, and he got up from his desk and walked over and he shook my hand and he said, Lawrence. He says, I'm Bill Veeck. I said, it's nice to meet you, Mr. Veeck. And he says, you don't have to call me Mr. Veeck, call me Bill. And it stuck with me because it's an old Southern tradition, strictly from respect, that those who are your elders you say Mr. to, and I never said Mr. to anybody else and got that kind of response. But as I grew older, I had the contact with him and I recognized what he meant, what it was all about. Following the introduction, Veeck had a heart-to-heart session with Doby to prepare him for the slights and insults he would expect. He said, Lawrence, is the only person who ever called me Lawrence. You're going to be a part of history. Part of history? I had no notions about that. I just wanted to play baseball. I mean, I was young. I didn't quite realize what all this meant. Saw it simply as an opportunity to get ahead. Veeck gave Doby a list of do's and don'ts. No arguing with umpires. No dissertations with opposing players. no associating with female Caucasians, and above all to act the appropriate way as people would be watching. Then, Veeck told Dobie something he would always remember. He said, "We're in this together, kid." That was enough for Dobie. He trusted Veeck immediately and forever.
Dude. That is the sweetest shit. That is so cool.
We're in this together. I think that's a pretty powerful statement.
As long as you don't talk to those white girls.
I mean, Dobie was married at the time.
No, I know,
but it just the appearance.
Yeah.
It's just a thing of like,
we're fighting an uphill battle here. I got your back.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
There was a thing, recently about like, and this is beyond
Thunderdome?
color lines, but it was the thing where like they were saying like things about like what happened with like Vince McMahon and Diddy and stuff like that, like men with sexual appetites that achieve things in power, and they're going like, once you let them know that they are off the chain with power based on talent, then it can be like they're off the chain sexually.
Where are you going with this?
Just a thing of like telling people like as they're like coming up in talent circles, no matter what it may be, regardless of race or anything else like that, but just letting them know like, hey, be cool, sexually. Like, don't be fucking weird. And it's a thing that like needs to be said, like just because you're a superstar in something doesn't mean like you have like there's no fucking like fault lines of like where you can go wrong. And I'm not saying this in like a thing of like, but just like in like a talent thing in general, period, whether it's like music or sports or whatever, but just like, hey, stay grounded,
Yeah, I see what you're saying. It's not entirely applicable to this. He's just saying
it's not at all. It's not at all. But I'm just saying, like,
okay, good.
It's a thing.
I'm glad we agree there.
No, it's not at all. But it's a thing where like it just reminded me of like now it's like in a race-based thing,
right?
Which is not what I'm saying with like white women or whatever. But it's just like in general, just don't think. Because
don't think that people are expendable fuckholes.
Just don't think you're because.
But I don't think that's the case. In this particular situation.
No, in that specific case, it's very much about race.
Yes.
And like you said, he's a married man. It's not applicable. But like it is a thing where it's just like, for like upcoming talent that are going to be superstars, it's like, hey, just, no matter what the case may be, fame, acting, whatever, it's just like, we all need to like remind people like, don't be exploitative towards women
or boys or
whatever
people.
Yes,
sure. I think it's that's not the takeaway from this particular anecdote that Matt's.
No, it's something it reminded me of.
Okay, let's clarify that.
Let's follow up with that on our Patreon.
Yeah, no. I mean,
no. Let's do it now. No, I'm just
Dobie's introduction to the team wasn't as smooth as his signing ceremony. He was brought to each locker for an introduction, and 5 players didn't shake his hand.
Fuck that.
He later said he won't name their names, but it didn't bother him at the time because he was too focused on getting to play. When they went out for infield, Dobie stood alone until infielder Joe Gordon ran over to play catch with him. Veeck would often reach out to Dobie whenever he felt Dobie was going through a rough patch, and Dobie said Veeck had a way of knowing and calling him and taking him out on the town at the right time. And they would often go and see jazz shows and Ella Fitzgerald, and they argue about who was better, Veeck's Louis Armstrong or Dobie's Miles Davis.
Who was the best?
Probably Miles, but Veeck's mother wasn't as helpful.
Duke Ellington.
He says she called him up and when he heard that he had signed a Negro League player, and Veeck she said, "Bill, I think that's just awful." And Veeck replied, Well, Mother, I don't suppose we agree on some things.
Mother, have you heard of the Menendez brothers?
Dobie's first year was rough.
I think that's awful. What
does that even mean?
I mean,
come on.
Where
Flynn.
How can you think that that's awful?
If you don't believe that they are equal.
In that case, okay, they're doing better despite.
Or if you don't believe they deserve.
It's so fucking stupid.
It's very fucked up.
Fuck you, Mom.
And you know, in Cleveland at the time,
Cut off, dude. You don't get any fucking hot links.
Veeck said he received about 20,000 angry letters from fans about the deal.
Yeah, dude.
And he said he responded to most of them himself.
You little fucking
Really?
dicks.
20,000.
Yeah.
Good. Fuck them.
Yes. The
These fucking people.
But that's also the thing of like shaking the hands in the seats and actually wanting to talk to individual
Shake
people.
the hands of people that are cool and give the fucking bird to people that aren't.
But nobody, but shaking the hands of everyone in the seat, you're going to meet people that are not cool to your opinion. So like he is actually trying to assuage every single person.
When he responded, was he saying, with respect, I think you're wrong, or was he saying, fuck you?
I assume he was saying, with respect, I think you're wrong.
All right, well, that's cool too.
But that's just because
he was a decent guy and I'm not.
Yeah. The first year for Adobe was tough. He was an infielder. He was behind two established infielders. And also, unlike Jackie Robinson, he was racially abused by some of his own fans and his own teammates.
Unlike?
Yeah, no, the home fans. Robinson's home fans were not
as bad as they could have been.
Yeah. I think that Brooklyn was a little more open to a black player than Cleveland.
But still spat on.
Yes. I mean, but I think
did not have.
I think
it easy.
the majority of that happened in
away games.
And majority of it happened with Adobe too in away games. But the Cleveland fans themselves also abused.
There must be like, and like this is kind of a thing I would be interested, to see what you think about, especially in Brooklyn with Jackie Robinson at the time. There must be a sense of inevitability with a black player.
Mm-hmm.
Especially because, like, baseball fans are, like, baseball fans.
Right.
So, like, there's always this thing about Negro Leagues and, like, superstars in the Negro Leagues and being like, well, what the fuck, man? Like, are we even playing the same game?
Right.
Like ignoring somebody like Satchel Paige and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Where you go, like, well, we have to let it happen.
Right. Well, yeah. Being undeniable is the burden of whoever the disenfranchised group is.
But also true sports fandom.
Yeah, I mean, there's that thing of when you see it for yourself,
right?
You kind of like there's a come to Jesus moment.
Yeah.
When you go, oh well, fuck. I mean,
yeah.
I don't normally like blacks, but fuck, this guy ran the bases and hit the ball and didn't feel like. There's that. I don't like. I mean, all things being equal, I don't normally like. Yeah, but he's one of the good ones, and then that's kind of like the little slippery. That's the way to get your foot in the door.
Yeah, but also even just like in like sports, journalism. There's a thing where like you would hear enough on the periphery about Negro Leagues where you'd be like, okay, well, like crazy.
Something's going on.
Something's going on. We can't ignore it.
Right.
Yeah. And again, I don't think Robinson's teammates were as bad to him as they were as Cleveland was to Adobe.
Right.
Some of his teammates called him Shoeshine Boy and Porter and told him to take their bags.
Which they do to rookies.
Some of them also called him the N-word.
Are you kidding me? Are you saying that people in the 1940s and 50s?
But his own teammates.
Yeah.
And
I'm not fucking surprised at all.
But it's
disgusting.
I don't have the impression that Robinson's own teammates did that. They mostly kept silent, as opposed to saying anything.
Yeah, I mean, that's better.
Do you think that's because they were a more prestigious team in the league, or
I mean, maybe,
or they're more cosmopolitan?
Maybe, or maybe the guys who were the leaders of the Brooklyn team had more power. Pee Wee Reese was a big name for the Brooklyn team, and he was the guy who stood up for Jackie a lot.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
No relation to Pee Wee Herman, John.
Thank you.
And Adobe said for those first few years, the fans called him the N-word so often that he thought it was his middle name.
Jesus Christ.
And even Red Sox owner Tom Yawkey, who the Red Sox would be the last team to sign a black player. Tom Yawkey, when this happened, Dobie's the first guy in the American League, right? Jackie Robinson's the first guy in the National League. That's a huge deal. The first guy in the American League is Dobie, and so all of a sudden the other owners are being asked, why don't you? Why aren't you? And Tom Yawkey,
why aren't you getting these great players?
Don't you want to win?
Do you not care?
Right. Tom Yawkey of the Red Sox, when asked about it, he said, anyone who says I won't hire blacks is a liar. I have about 100 working on my farm down south.
Oh, my God.
Just saying that out loud.
I got binders full of women. I vacation in Puerto Rico.
I mean, but it's just, to say that out loud, it's just.
I mean, it's certainly tone deaf now. Back then, I wonder if he maybe really did feel that way. It's so
that it was
Yawkey,
that it was a spirited defense. Yeah.
No, I think I think that's it's is
that the best? Maybe that's the best that someone like him could do at that time.
I think for Yawkey, it's the fascist thing of just rubbing it in your face. I don't have to be serious. He's making a joke about it because he goes, well, I don't care, so I'm going to make a joke about it. You're the ones that have to be serious.
Yeah.
But that was part of what was going on in the American League and National League in America at that time.
I'm glad things have completely ameliorated themselves.
In that season, the Indians finished fourth in the American League, middle of the pack, pretty normal for them in that decade. That offseason, Veeck signed two pitchers, a knuckleballer named Gene Bearden and a recovering alcoholic named Don Black. And that was also big news in that day.
Yeah, I had an alcoholic black.
I mean, he was recovering. He was part of AA. It was.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It was big news. And when Black's dad died, Veeck and a bunch of players went out to the funeral in support of him.
Oh, that's sweet.
And the coaches during the offseason there, they taught Dobie how to play the outfield because they said, this guy's good, but there's too many. He's behind these established infielders.
Give him a place to shine.
Yeah. And he'd never played outfield before, but they said, and so they went about teaching him how to do that.
Is he usually teach a pitcher to play outfield or an infielder to play out, and then the other way around? Yeah.
The next season, the Indians won 11 of the first 16 games. Veeck had his third amputation.
What?
They just cut it further up.
Wasn't like his cock or balls?
No, it was still below the knee, but they just cut it further up.
God damn, that sucks so bad.
And the team was doing well, but they needed bullpen help. They needed some more pitchers. And Abe Saperstein had an idea.
The Japanese.
And he said, Veeck, I got a guy. Satchel Paige.
Hell yeah, dude. Second class immortal?
That's right. And Veeck brought him in the middle of the night. And he called his coaches and he said, hey, guys, I got a new pitcher. You guys should test him out. And Satchel Paige, when he showed up, I think he was like 47.
Fuck.
And he showed up for the tryout or the test. He was already signed, but he showed up for the warm-up with the coaches. And the coaches were just in disbelief. Lou Boudreau was the starting shortstop and the manager of the team. And Veeck said he brought him in because he knew he couldn't. If he told him beforehand, they would have been against it. So he signed him and brought him in the middle of the night because they just needed to experience it.
Exactly. You can't describe what Satchel Paige is. You have to
show it. Yeah.
And so when they got there, Paige warmed up. Slowly jogged halfway around the park, flipped two balls underhand, and declared he was ready for his tryout. The manager, Lou Boudreau, remembers he said, he handed me a folded up handkerchief, told me to put it on the plate wherever I like. He wound up, threw 10 pitches, 9 of them went right over the handkerchief. He told me to move the handkerchief to the other side of the plate. He threw 10 more pitches the same. 7 or 8 of his pitches are right over the handkerchief. Those that missed didn't miss by much. And then Veeck described that Boudreau was like, okay, well, let's take some swings against him. 10 hits, 10 swings, 10 pitches. And he said 2 were hit by the player. And one was that hit sufficiently that with luck, have been scored as a base hit. The other was a ground ball that kind of trickled over. Dropped the bat, took a few swings, and said, "I'm convinced." And Veeck said, "Sign him now before he gets out of here."
Yeah, someone else will.
Fuck.
And Boudreaux says, "Now I can believe all the tall stories they tell about his pitching." Oh, he's 42. I'm sorry, he's 42. And he signed as insurance for the team, they called it. And it was not well received by executives and the scribes in the American League. One executive said it was outright exploitation and an affront to Major League Baseball. One reporter said it demeans the standards of baseball. If Page were white, he would not have drawn a second thought from Veeck. And Veeck then pointed out that if he were white, he would have been in the majors 25 years ago.
Exactly. That's the fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Exactly.
Page was brilliant. He was a fantastic signing. Veeck claimed that Page himself brought tens of thousands of fans to the ballpark in August in front of 50,000 paying fans for a night game, which is a record at that time. 20,000 extra fans Veeck estimated snuck in without paying. Page pitched his first complete game shutout. 2 weeks later, he did it again in front of 78,000 fans in Cleveland.
Are you fucking kidding me?
A new record.
78,000 people?
Yeah.
Are they sitting on each other's laps 3x3?
Yeah.
That's fucking WrestleMania 3.
Nice.
WrestleMania 3. Straight up.
Watching baseball.
Yeah.
Can you believe it?
For a fucking shutout, fucking Satchel Paige.
Yeah.
78,000 is insanity.
Yeah.
78,000.
That's how many people were at the Ellipse last night.
And
It's too many people.
that was a new
But if you count the
record.
3/5 compromise, it's not too many.
Good point, Aaron.
Not my math.
A few games later, the recovering alcoholic pitcher Don Black, he suffered an aneurysm while hitting, and he fell into a coma.
Jesus Christ, what are you doing? What are you doing? What's going
Yeah, an aneurysm at the plate?
Mm-hmm.
No, curveball's too much.
Well,
Who pitched that pitch? Like that guy gets like.
well, they said the inning before, Don Black had thrown a curveball that like really snapped, and he felt something inside of him.
Oh.
And then when he swung,
He felt something inside of him.
he had a cerebral hemorrhage and he fell into a coma.
Jesus Christ! It's tragic. But
Yeah.
if you're that pitcher, it's like, man, I threw a fucking ball so fucked up, and then this guy going through a coma.
Yeah. So it was going this way and that.
Smell toast.
It was all fucked up.
Veeck immediately put together a fundraiser for their next home game. It was called Don Black Night, and Veeck pledged the entire gate would be given to Black.
Aw.
The Indian players even made a point to pay to get into the stadium.
Oh,
Good.
That's nice.
The opposing team, the Boston Red Sox, offered to pay part of their gate, their half of the gate, and Veeck turned them down and said it was something that only Cleveland should do. It's Cleveland's job to take care of him.
That's.
But they moved the game from a day game to a night game, and the Red Sox would be angry about that later in the season. Then they had the Joe Early night, like I mentioned, because Joe Early was a guy who called in. Veeck was doing all these promotions. Joe Early called into a radio show saying, "Where's the promotions for the regular
normal guy.
fan?" And so Veeck said,
Working man.
"Veeck said, God damn it, that's a great idea."
He asked around.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm Joe Early. I'd like to be at a ball game, but by golly, I can't get there. And
Plus, I'm fresh out of ice cubes and gerbils.
nobody's looking out for me. I love to have a gang of pigeons or whatever they're putting out there on the field.
Guinea pigs, hamsters, you name it.
Now the season,
Parrots.
the
They all fit up your ass just the same when you're Joe Early.
The season went down to the wire, and on the final day, Cleveland needed a win, and they would be the best team in the American League. But they lost. But then, so did the Boston Red Sox. So both teams were tied and needed a one-game playoff. The Indians won with a complete game for their knuckleballer Bearden, and the team carried him off the field, and Bill Veeck ran out of his box, sprinted across the field, and joined the procession.
Oh.
And the Boston would later complain that that change of the game from a day game to a night game was not right.
Whatever. More rest.
And the World Series, 1948, it was the Cleveland Indians against the Boston Braves. There's still another team in Boston. Boston won the first game. Cleveland won the next two. In Game 4, Larry Doby became the first black man to hit a home run in the World Series. There's a difference in the game. And there was a picture of him with the pitcher congratulating each other in the dugout. And it was splashed all over the papers.
Interracial?
Yeah, black man or white man celebrating.
Beautiful.
The game also set the record for largest World Series crowd at 81,000.
Fuck, man, that's so many people.
Yeah.
Dude, it's insane.
Yeah. Cleveland led the series 3-1. They lost the next game, but in the next game, Satchel Paige was the first black pitcher in the World Series. Game 6 was in Boston. Cleveland won, and they were World Series champions.
Just like our Los Angeles Dodgers.
Boo, boo. Boo, 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 boo.
Gunshots, fireworks, I don't know.
This is from Dixon. That night, Veeck held an impromptu victory party during which someone noticed that Doby and Page were missing. Practically the entire team went searching for them at their hotel and brought the two men back to the party. Jackie Reams of the Amsterdam News reported this story in his column as evidence that the team had become a model for racial harmony. He added that this was done in Boston, where numerous signs of Jim Crowism pop up on the horizon and speak well for the guys who compromised the Indians roster. And at this time, Veeck was also doing like a lot of speaking at events for being like, racial harmony can be done.
Yeah, what the fuck?
I've done it with this team.
Yeah, chill out.
They took the train home. The party on the train was memorable. Before the train left South Station, Veeck walked into the dining car, and all the players and their wives gave him a standing ovation. As the champagne corks popped, Boudreau, the coach, proposed a toast to Don Black. Veeck poured milk, water, and champagne on everybody. Bottles of sparkling burgundy were shaken, open, and aimed like guns. The entire dining car was in shambles. And a worried conductor demanded payment for the damage. So Veeck paid him $3,000. When they arrived in Cleveland, they were greeted by a howling mob, and the players had to put coats over their heads to avoid getting stained too much. Veeck promised all of them a new tailor-made suit.
Hey.
They had a victory down in Cleveland with 300,000 people cheering them on. And before bidding them goodbye, Veeck told his players he could keep their uniforms and jackets as mementos of the season. Far cry from previously when all the foul balls had to be handed back.
Yeah.
As Veeck watched the crowd disperse as players went to their separate ways, he said, "Everybody seems to have somewhere to go except me. If we had come home at night, I would have been all night. But where, I wondered? Did people go in the daytime?" He walked alone to an empty apartment to savor his moment of triumph and quickly realized the triumph has no flavor unless it can be shared. I sat in my empty apartment with the sunlight all around me. And I thought of my son, who was something less than proud of me. And I thought of my wrecked marriage and my lost family. I thought of Harry Grabiner in a deep coma, waiting for death, a friend of his. I had it all. Everything I hoped for when I came to Cleveland, everything and more. I've never been more lonely in my life.
Damn. Oh.
And that's where we're going to end part
Jesus Christ. I got everything I ever wanted. Plus, my kid won't talk to me, and my wife won't either.
Bill Veeck, man, what a sensational story.
Mm-hmm.
And it's only going to get...
More sensational?
Yes.
Very excited for that.
You're excited. Feel these nipples. That I stole from Bob Costas.
Yeah. I know you don't have original ideas.
I stole that from Bob Costas in the motion picture basketball.
Yeah. Very
Nice.
cool. Very cool.
But really, do feel these nipples.
Yeah, we will, on the way out, we will do that. Matt, excellent work.
Great.
Thank you.
I'm really excited for the next one.
Yeah, really, really happy how it brings together other profiles.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Very cool.
It's kind of crazy.
Matt, excellent job.
Thank you.
Let's wrap it up, gentlemen. I'm going to say goodnight. My name is John Fahey.
My name is Aaron Pita.
My name is Matt Brousseau, and if you're still listening and it's still Halloween, check out the Yawn of the Dead Safe Space Twitch.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Yawn of the Dead.
We're doing our 24-hour Halloween stream.
You guys are crazy, man.
Well,
You can be playing any games or just twitching?
We're not going to be playing any games. There'll be special guests. Maybe Dana Carvey, Stephen Colbert.
What about that guy?
Bob Odenkirk.
Jake Johnson.
Jay Johnston,
He might be held up.
I think he just got sent to. I think he just
to 1 year.
He might be held up.
But other people from Mr.
Friend of the show.
Other people from
Friend of the show, Jake. Hey,
Jay.
Let's not
we'll
say
see
that.
when you get out.
Let's not say that. Yeah.
Bob's Burgers.
Matt, you can say good night now.
Good night.
Good night, everybody. We love you.
Good night.